Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. Everybody hear me, y'all? Can y'all hear me? Dr. Reggie has wakened up. Y'all should not poke the bear. Don't ever poke the bear. Dr. Reggie is in the building today. Will the Israelites, what will the Israelites do when Dr. Reggie take back the Exodus? As y'all come in the building, please hit that thumbs up like button. Let Dr. Reggie appreciate you being here, hitting that like button. And Asiatic, chill, man. Stop hating so much, brother. You gotta chill. Seeing you hating on my music, man. Hating on my music, brother. That ain't cool. Damn, where's that joint? Where's that joint at?
Yeah, the HOK is the toughest environment. And are at your own risk is the toughest environment. The HOK is the toughest environment. Yeah, stay strong, don't cry. It's the toughest environment. Yeah. No handouts here. You have to earn your respect. And when you do, you make they ass regret. They call it the toughest. And the title is earned from the bridges we crossed and the lessons we learned. In a cool-blooded kingdom, a concrete cage. Muslim, Christian, Israelites step on the stage. I dare you, I dare you, I dare you, I dare you. In a cool-blooded kingdom, sa.neter created. HOK, where you can't fake it. The HOK is where you fight back. No room for error, no window attack. It's a masterclass, how you handle the heat. Where the pedigree is written on the concrete streets. Toughest environment, yeah, we know the score. Locked in on debate and asking for more. The HOK is the toughest environment.
Yeah.
At your own risk is the toughest environment. The HOK is the toughest environment. Stay strong, don't cry. It's the toughest environment. Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all already know what it is. We got to start this thing off right. We got Dr. Reggie in the building. What will the Israelites do when Dr. Reggie take back the Exodus? Man, I don't know what they can do. If you take back the Exodus, Dr. Reggie, their whole story falls to the ground. You sure you want to do that?
It's been easy. I am so thankful, sa.neter, of your work over the last, let's say, 15, 20 years of bringing them in, bringing the audiences in so that we can get to the truth. We know that we got a lot of Hebrew Israelites. We got a lot of Christians, that's, Pastor Bennett and some of the other ones. And we got a lot of supporters. Rob McCarthy, right? And, there's a Mighty Hebrew. There's all of these groups of people that come on this channel that have some type of biblical, and then you have Apostle on the other channel. They have a biblical kind of worldview, right? Okay. Their biblical worldview really hinges on one major theme. That's the law, right? So I'm going to take away all of that.
Damn.
I'm going to take away
this one lecture right here?
Well, here's the thing. This is the New Year's, the beginning of New Year's Eve. And so for the new year, I'm going to put belt to ass, right? Pause. but I'm gonna put belt to ass. And listen, after this, they really don't have to say there's nothing really left except for you, sa.neter, to keep stomping on them, because at the end of the day, I gotta lay a foundation for this channel, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have Moses, you don't have the law. If you
Correct.
don't have the law, it was born born in another time period. It's not what apostles talking about, the Abu Yah and all of that. And your apostle,
Bring it out, Dr. Reg.
we got Morpheus for you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Morpheus, all he does, Morpheus is a wolf. All he does is warm up his appetite. You just give him more information.
Damn.
Right? So after this,
But what do you think Brother Gideon gonna say about this? Gideon, he ain't gonna stand for this, brother.
Gideon is not in history.
Oh, okay.
All of them are there in the Bible.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I'm gonna take away the Exodus. So so we're going to the New Year's with a god daggone bang, right? They're gonna have to explain in 2026 where the law actually comes from, because it's not related to Moses. So in this short time that I have, we're gonna settle that, right? Because guess what, sa.neter?
What's that?
The Moses story, the progenitor, the hero, right, was stolen from an African text. Some people don't like the word stolen.
Yeah.
Some people like the word borrowed.
All right. You getting ready to give me some information to kick their butts, man.
Oh, yes. It's stolen from, believe it or not, a prince, and I'm gonna get into this, a prince of Ramses II. You know, Ramses the Great that they put in the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they did that because they stole a story from his son, which is Kwamas, right? And Kwamas was, I think, his third or fourth son, right? And basically, he was a wise person.
And so you're saying that the information you're about to lay down, they can go and research this and see it.
Always. Always, not like the Bible.
Do you really think they want to research that story?
No, it's for our people to do it. And so our babies, our young people, it's for them to do it so they can say, have you read this?
Right.
Have you read this? So your hero is here, right? And and where is your hero, Moses? So when Morpheus comes on, Brother Morpheus comes on, Morpheus is going to tell you about one of the conferences that they, in fact, the Europeans looked into the story. And I find, sa.neter, these Hebrews that we got, Hebrew Israelites that we got on this channel, these Black Hebrew Israelites, sa.neter, they're 20 years, they're 20 years, when it comes to scholarship, they're 20 years out of date, at best. See, they don't know what's going on in the real world. So what they do, and some of them that might have an inkling of it, they come on your show to kind of like pause the reality, right? These people are outdated. They're outdated.
Man, I already know they shaking in their boots because they know when Dr. Reggie come, Reggie is coming with sources. Reggie coming with facts. So I already know what it is. Shout out to my brother Khalil Omani in the building.
Peace, yes. And so I'm going to talk about the real story, right? And then we're going to talk, and then we're going to go and search for Moses, right? We're going to actually search for Moses, and we're going to actually search for the law, right? In this one episode, right? But I'm not finished yet. In 2026, not because of you per se, right? But the so-called cosmetic spiritual people, those people, it's interesting. see, look, Infadici is always going to be a friend and a teacher of mine. Infadici, right? And I think, but Asan Ka, who is in the, how can I say, in the teachings from the ancestors. But I am going to chop down a mighty tree intellectually.
Wow.
And you know who that mighty tree is.
You talking about Jabari?
You know who that mighty tree is, right? Because the mighty tree,
chopping down Jabari for the new year.
The mighty tree went for my credentials, as if I can't teach. See, we have the Western teaching, which you can call the credentials, which I have that. I have that, right?
Hey, Reggie, I'm gonna say it in front of everybody right here. I'm gonna just moderate. I'm not helping out Jabari. Whatever you two got going on, he got to stand in the ring and fight for himself, Reggie.
Yeah.
I'm not helping him out, man.
See, what happens is that sometimes it leads to a debate, and we could have had one, right? We could have had one. We'll see if that may happen. But in the meantime, before the debate, intellectually, I'm going to walk him down because he went after my credentials, but he did not go after the credentials of his own teacher, who's an ancestor. So you can't go after my credentials. Wow, wait, well, look at this craziness. You're going to go after a college-educated person, a person that you can Google and see me in newspapers. You can see my work. You can actually see my work, right? You can see the elders I walk with. You can see my presentations, right? But I don't have the credentials. Fine. But you don't walk down your spiritual people credentials. You see how that is, family? Right? It's true, Brother Reggie. You only have a degree in computer science, and you have a degree in computer science before Microsoft. Yeah, but I worked in my field in computer science for 20 years as it grew. But that 20 years or so that I worked gave me a skill set, right, to be a good researcher. But if you want to go after my credentials, I can go after your credentials. I can go after your teacher's credentials. I can go after all the people that you deal with, right? Because you can't let us do all this research and then you come on and go, poof, the magic dragon. You appear. So you should have just left it as we have a disagreement that the netters are real and not literal, right? But the minute that you come for me, I'm a soldier, and you come for me about my credentials, right? We're going to see if your energies and forces work for you, right? Anyway, let's get back to the Hebrews today. So, okay, so family, I am going to give you a quick presentation that I did that I'm trying to get viral on where the story comes from. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to search for Moses and search for the law with your help. Okay, so let me go find this and bring this up without further ado. This is 2026. This is the beginning of 2026. It's not there yet, but we putting belt to ass on House of Consciousness, Black News 102, sa.neter Studios.
Did you know?
Wait.
Ancient Egypt's version of
Yeah, well, this will be the closing of the year of Reggie putting belt to ass to the Israelites. Now, you know, we got the captain out there. The captain might not sit too well with this, Dr. Reggie. So you got to probably be ready for a response.
No, well, see, the difference between Captain Tazarek, Captain and them, they don't care either which way. You know why? Because they probably out in the cold right now, feeding some people, doing something.
Sure. Right.
You see, he's not going to care either way, right? Because he's connected to the work. you know, the dude Marquis that that I watched that conversation with the captain. Captain wasn't eating his Wheaties. He should have put some Kemet some Kemet frosted flakes and strawberries in it, right? Marquis has money. Marquis seems to be a little bit bitter about his life. Marquis, I heard, I don't know, but he went out of his family line, and I don't even think he's married to the girl that he's with, but I'm not so sure. That's allegedly. I haven't seen it. That's what people said. Marquis can pay you, but anybody can pay you, right? That doesn't mean that's going to help your mind because somebody gives you some dollars, right? And a lot of people get bought off like that. But the captain and listen, I have disagreements about things that they teach, but I see them out in the cold, right? Helping people, getting people that's laying out on the screen, and you're going to be their next victim. And I see them getting them in their head, right? So Captain did not lose. Captain just didn't eat his he didn't put anything in his cereal, huh?
He didn't eat his Wheaties.
Yeah, he didn't eat his Wheaties that day because Captain could have told him, like he tell everybody else, shut your damn mouth. And just because you're feeding people don't mean that you're feeding the population. All right. So we're gonna see further on that, right? But Captain, he one of ours, even though like he claimed us as Israelites, we claim Captain as an African who don't know he's African. We've been doing it forever, right, Sa? People that ain't African, that don't think that they are African American or Black American or African descent, what we do is we get them in the end, right? So, okay. So let me let me share my screen.
Hey, I want to take a quick moment of silence, right? A quick moment of silence, not too long, for our sister Robin. Robin's sister have transitioned, you know, so if y'all know the sister, give her a call and, you know, hype her up a little bit. Our sister Robin, she's really hurt, you know, beat down right now. So our love go out to Sister Robin, man. All right, Dr. Reggie, go ahead. Freedom, I'm talking. Y'all might know her as Freedom. All right, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I am that. Wow, Si, you could have did that after the presentation.
No, we do it before the presentation. You know.
All right.
Hey. Oh, and one more thing, my homeboy in here, my preacher, my reverend. That's my reverend, Amin-Ra McCarthy.
Oh yeah.
So Amin-Ra, I would advise you to I say don't look at this presentation because our brother Dr. Reggie is about to destroy the foundation of the Israelites, the Christians, the pastors, whatever you call it, but you still my homeboy. You my pastor. You my pastor, brother. Let's get it, Dr. Reggie.
Yeah, so people like Amin-Ra McCarthy, it's not going to bother him because guess what? He's still working. He's still saving lives. You understand what I'm saying? He just might give you a little prayer.
Or push back a little bit.
Right? Well, there ain't going to be no pushback on this, but he might give people who he's helping a little prayer, but he's actually doing the work. He's not sitting around and criticizing, right?
But now let me ask you this though, Reggie. What does this do to the Brother La situation, the Muslims? Because Brother La, the Quran is like a book that's attached to the Bible as well. Remember, it says love all the books, study all the books. All the books, they believe in all the books. So what does this do to the Muslims, this which you get ready to lay down?
Well, Brother La is broadening his horizons. He has a good base in Arabic studies. He's been to the museum with me, right? All this does is just broaden his perspective, right? Some people are real believers, right? And some people are, fake YouTuber believers. They act like they believe it, but even when they come on to YouTube, they dishonor themselves, right? They show bad behavior, right? They show that they won't listen. They interrupt people. They pay the play. You can see that these are not good people. Some of the people that come on side, you can see that they're just not well-constructed, good people, right? La's a beautiful person, right? I mean, unless you make him mad or something, you do, or you do something to Brother Reggie. He's a friend of mine. Don't do he gonna flex his muscles, right? Because he's a friend of mine. But he's a committed person, and everybody that I know likes La personally. People come up and shake his hands and stuff like that. Everybody likes La, except if you do something wrong, then you don't like La, right? But you wouldn't know that until you do something wrong. So listen, to people that's deep in your faith, man, you can keep your faith. Just keep it personal. Don't try to teach it, right? With facts. Okay, so put my presentation on the screen. And yeah, okay, great. So hopefully you can hear it. I might try to mute my mic so that there's no echo. Or let's just try. I'm going to try to run it. If there's an echo, tell me that there's an echo and I'll mute my mic. Okay, so here's the real story, sa.neter, right? And here's the copy, right? Even though you blackened him up and you browned this character Moses up and you made him a black person from the Levant, what you really see is this character right here that was fabricated. But this right here is the real character. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's listen to the story and we're going to go over it intellectually. I just prepared this for the masses.
Did you know? Ancient Egypt's version of the Moses magical battle. Many biblical readers will be shocked that the magical battle of Aaron and Moses against the Pharaoh and his magician may have been a retold or reimagined story of an ancient Egyptian versus Nubian. There are several similarities between the two stories that make it impossible to say that one story did not come from the other. sa.neter was a mythical figure inspired by the real Prince Kamwaset, fourth son of Ramesses the Great. Ramses II, same pharaoh people believe was the Exodus king. Further, if biblical believers believe that Ramses the Great was the pharaoh of the Exodus, they would be shocked to know there is nothing attested that his first son died, rather Ramses II, had dozens of sons, and his sixth son, Merenptah, becomes king, and this ruler will conquer the Levant in the Meremptah stele. In Kemet, ancient Egypt, there is an inscription of a magical fight between a team of ancient Egyptians and the Nubians with two persons on a team. In the Bible, Moses and Aaron, and in the Egyptian story, Setna and Osiris. This occurs before the biblical story was written, and shockingly, there is no attested records of El or Yahweh worshippers in Egypt at all. Here's the story. In an age when plagues darkened Kemet called Egypt and prophets vanished into desert sands, the original story was being told, written not in Hebrew, but in Demotic, one of the last written scripts of ancient Egypt, not in the hills of Judah, but in the archives of Memphis. It speaks of 3 days and 3 nights of darkness, a phrase that will later echo in the 9th plague on Egypt and in Jesus's sign of Jonah in Matthew 12:40, of 3 sages from afar standing before a king, long before Magi stand before Herod, and of a poor righteous man exalted while a rich man burns in torment, long before Luke tells the parable of the rich man and Lazarus. Yet in this tale, known today as sa.neter and sa.neter, or Setna II, Egypt is not the oppressor but the hero. Pharaoh is the threatened king. A Nubian sorcerer brings the darkness, and a child of Egypt, sa.neter, moves between palace and netherworld like a psychopomp in training. For more than a century, Egyptologists have translated and analyzed this demotic narrative from British Museum Papyrus 604, but its implications for how Exodus and the Gospels are read in popular discourse remain largely unexplored. Setni II survives on the verso of BM 604, a papyrus whose recto preserves a Greek land register from Crocodilopolis dated to year 7 of Claudius, 4647 CE, fixing the manuscript firmly in the early Roman imperial period, even though the story itself situates events in the time of Rameses II. The hero Setna is a literary double of the historical Kamwaset, Ramesses' fourth son and high priest of Ptah. The tale presents him as a court scholar and magician, protagonist of two major narratives, Setni I and II. In the first movement of Setna, the second Setne and his wife Mehuseka pray for a child. Mehuseka receives a dream announcing conception. Setne dreams of the child's name and destiny, and their son sa.neter, son of Osiris, is born and raised in the temple of Ptah's house of life. The boy quickly surpasses his teachers. By 12, he is the wonder of the land, a prodigy whom no learned man in Memphis can match. Scholars have noted that this cluster announced birth, named in dreams, precocious wisdom confronting the learned, forms a suggestive parallel to later Hellenistic and Christian wonder child stories, including Luke's depiction of the young Jesus in the temple. The second movement begins when Setna and sa.neter see two funerals from their house, a rich man with a lavish procession and a poor man carried off with almost no ceremony. Setna assumes the rich man is happier because he is honored with the sound of wailing, but sa.neter offers to show his father the truth in the realm of the dead. In a visionary descent, the boy leads Setna through the gates of the West, where they see scenes of moral recompense, souls in eternal hunger and thirst whose greed made them insatiable in life, others tormented for their violence and injustice, and, centrally, the reversal of the richly buried nobleman and the poorly buried poor man. The rich man, once honored in Memphis, now hangs in agony as the pivot of a great door, while the poor man, once despised, sits clothed in fine garments among the noble spirits serving Sokar Osiris. sa.neter articulates the lesson in classic Egyptian moral terms. He who is beneficent on earth, to him one is beneficent in the netherworld, and he who is evil, to him one is evil. It is so decreed forever. Finally comes the Nubian challenge. A Nubian chieftain magician arrives at Pharaoh's court with a document fastened to his body and calls out, "Is there any good scribe and learned man in Egypt who can read the document without breaking its seal? If not, he will take the shame of Egypt to the land of Nubia." Setna, though the greatest scribe in the land, is stunned and begs 10 days' delay. At home, he confides his despair to sa.neter. The boy calmly declares that he knows the contents already and, after an intervening sequence, in some reconstructions another netherworld segment, returns with his father to court. Without touching the seals, sa.neter announces that the document recounts the boasts of 3 Nubian wise men or chieftains. One claims he can plunge Egypt into darkness for 3 days and 3 nights. Another that he can seize Pharaoh, beat him, and return him in a single night. The third that he can make Egypt barren for 3 years. The formula, 3 days and 3 nights, is explicit in modern translations and
Dr. Reggie, I stopped it for a quick second. You don't think that, how long is the video, first of all, about? Hold on. How long?
Oh, it's about 7 more minutes.
You don't think you should pause it and then break down what's going on and then play it again? I think that would be good for the audience.
Well, it could both. I can go back to some points, which
Okay.
the points. This is just to let people know about the story.
Okay, I'll come right back to it. All right.
and Matthew 12:40. The Nubian then turns from words to feats. He casts a supernatural darkness over the court. sa.neter dispels it. he creates a magical separation between Pharaoh and his people, often described as a kind of invisible vault or river-like barrier. Sa.neter provides the king with safe passage. Modern storytellers speak of a skyboat, and restores him to his throne. Finally, the Nubian and his associates call on wild powers to become beast-like, but sa.neter binds and banishes them for 1,500 years, expelling them beyond Egypt's borders. In some expanded retellings based on fragmentary hints, the Nubian reappears later as a protector of Egypt against his own chieftains, showing that Mat's justice can, eventually, claim even a foreign magician. Sa.neter then vanishes from human sight, returning to the realm associated with his name. Setna and Pharaoh are left with the memory of the netherworld scales and the knowledge that their own fates will be weighed in turn. Egyptological and biblical studies discussions. Egyptologists have treated Setna II as a key late narrative text for more than half a century. Merriam-Lichtheim's translation and headnote in Ancient Egyptian Literature, Volume 3 stress the Demotic text's Roman date and Ramesside setting. Its structure as a tightly composed tale integrating birth oracle, underworld tour, and magical contest. The rich-poor reversal as a genuinely Egyptian motif that forms the basis for the parable of Jesus in Luke 16 and 19 on 31, and for related Jewish legends in Talmudic and medieval sources, citing Hugo Gressman's classic study Vom reichen Mann und armen Lazarus. Hugo Gressman, early 20th C, was one of the first to argue systematically that the rich man, poor man segment in Setna II stands behind Luke 16. His work shaped a long line of scholarship in both Egyptology and biblical studies, in which Setna II is regularly listed among the closest ancient analogues to the Lazarus parable. More recent biblical scholars and comparativists who discuss these links include Bart D. Ehrman, who has written popular and scholarly blog pieces summarizing Setna II's rich poor man episode and presenting it as a major antecedent to Luke's parable, while also noting differences in emphasis, Egyptian moral focus versus Luke's stress on wealth. BYU and Latter-day Saint scholars, e.g. in Abraham and Osiris and Prophets, Pagans and Papyri, who explicitly quote Lichtheim's remark that Setna's motifs formed the basis of Luke 16, and explore how Egyptian narratives may have been recontextualized in Second Temple Jewish and early Christian scripture. Various bloggers and academic interlocutors, e.g. Parables Reception Project, thetorah.com, Vridar, who track how the Setna II rich-poor motif travels into rabbinic tales, e.g. Bar Mayan in the Palestinian Talmud, and Christian preaching. On the War of the Magicians segment and Exodus resonances, James K. Hoffmeyer, Gary A. Rensburg, and others discuss Setna and related Egyptian magical narratives in the broader context of Egyptian magicians as literary foils and models for Exodus's depiction of Moses and Pharaoh's court. Rensburg's Moses the Magician explicitly brings Setna, both tales, into conversation with Exodus episodes, such as the river crossing and staff serpent contests. Egyptological work on magical practice, e.g. Robert Rittner's The Mechanics of Ancient Egyptian Magical Practice and later essays, treats Setna as a literary crystallization of ritual motifs, binding foreigners, cosmic protection of the king, manipulating darkness and water, that form the mythic background against which Exodus's signs and plagues would have been heard. Scholars Archive. Popular-level comparative pieces, e.g. on the Torah.com and other platforms, point to Setna Siku's 3-day darkness, its foreign magician challenging Egypt, and its inversion of Egypt versus Israel roles as part of a broader Egyptian contribution to the pool of motifs from which biblical authors drew. Scholars are careful. Most do not claim that the gospel writers sat with BM 604 open before them. Instead, they argue that Egyptian court tales like Setna II were part of a shared Eastern Mediterranean narrative environment, stories of visionary tours of the underworld, reversals of rich and poor, child sages, and magical showdowns at royal courts circulated widely, and Jewish and Christian authors adapted such patterns from multiple streams, Egyptian included. I want to give Jonathan Owens, Smash Rockwell, credit for introducing this tale to the African American public on the Smash Rockwell Show. Give his channel a follow. He has almost daily content on the sa.neter called hieroglyphics to learn and test your skills. If you want formal training on learning the language, go to Dr. Rec Hetty's school, https, enter sa.neter, thinkific.com, and join. Her school is the oldest African-American-led school on the sa.neter. This research presentation was done by Brother Reggie, who is an avid researcher on Africa and Black America. He will be sharing.
Okay, great. All right, I used the video to set the stage, and I'm putting the video out on as many channels as I can. But the first place that we're going to have a discussion on is Black News 102 sa.neter Studios. So the story is very real. I'm going to try to pull it up in a second, but it's Black News 102 sa.neter Studios is where we have the deeper conversations on. The first part is just to let people know, since you've seen the Exodus with Yul Brynner and then the Exodus with Charleston Heston, and you have those images in your mind. I wanted to give some images of an African story, right? Because y'all don't, when on Easter, when you're watching the Exodus, you don't stop the channel and ask them to explain where they got that information from. They just show the show, and then you have all this imagery in your head. In this particular case, the story is an African story. The story is about the Nile Valley Africans, both the so-called ancient Egyptians that we call Kemet and the Nubians. In the story, right, there is a magical child that is called sa.Osiri. Sa.Osiri is translated to be the son of Osiris. And in the beginning of the story, his mother and father pray for his birth. He comes about, he becomes a magical child that all of the priests and all of the people see that he's a kind of a wonder child, very familiar to another figure, the Jesus story. And this child takes his father into the underworld when they see the burial of a rich man and a poor man. And the father thinks that the rich man did good on earth and the poor man did bad things. And sa.Osiri takes his father, Setni, into the underworld and show that actually it was the poor man that's honored because his deeds were better. He had less evil deeds. And that the rich man, he was the one hanging upside down because of his evil deeds, right? Then the story changes to a Nubian who comes into the king's chamber with a scroll of the past attached to him. And on that scroll, it talks about 3 wise men of another period, right? 3 wise men of another period who had a similar problem with a pharaoh or king or Nosut Bidi in Egypt. and was able to punish him, right? Until another Egyptian, ancient Kemet figure came and stopped it. So this back and forth between the Nubians and the ancient Egyptians have been going on a long time, and they put it into a tale. This Nubian with the or a person from Nahes, he on his scroll, when he comes back, because there's some back and forth between the two groups of people. He comes back to the king's chamber, and he has a magical battle in the king's chamber, similar to the magical battle that Moses had with the Pharaoh. So that story of that magical battle, and in that magical battle, there's things like wind and water, the separations of water, and all of that stuff in that magical battle. So we now know that this Moses character, this story was retold from an African side with many African themes. And so we at least have this in writing. What we don't have in writing until the later periods is the Moses story. So what, let me see, what can we glean from some of this? So let me just bring this up if I can, I think. Okay. So let's recap with a little bit more detail, a little bit more scholarship. Did Morpheus come into the building yet? Do you see Morpheus? Is Morpheus here? Okay. So, okay. I'm gonna try to call Morpheus, because now I'm in a, okay. So what happens with Morpheus, Morpheus is going to bring some up-to-date, more data on dealing with what the European scholars say.
Yes, I'm trying to get on my computer.
Okay, all right, babe. So I'm going to let Morpheus do that because we want to have an intellectual conversation. Okay, so let's go through some of the motifs, right? And then I'll dig up the translation for you. Okay, the left column is the event motif. The next column is the biblical passage, the story details, and the general theme. So what do we have? Foreign magicians challenge the king of Egypt with supernatural feats. Very similar to Moses challenging the king with supernatural feats, turning a staff into a snake, magical beast, right? And inside the court palace. But in this story, where it says the aid of Ethiopia, that means a member of the Ethiopian, talk about they cast a spell on Egypt, right? For 3 days and 3 nights. Now, the 3 days and 3 nights is born in this period. It's not born in the Torah and the Tanakh. The Torah and the Tanakh, they borrow the 3 days and 3 nights from this story, right? So your 3 days and 3 nights and all of that stuff, it goes into an African story. Okay. Okay, so the threat of 3 days of darkness over Egypt, which I was just talking about, that motive is an African motive. But you find it in Exodus. Now, it says, horse son of the negress. Now, remember, the Europeans have had this story for a long, long time. And they were upset about the story. So they called one of the figures Siosiri, who is also a son of Panas. And this Nubian, he is the son of a negress, because that's how they think about the Nubians at the time that they found this text, right? And so part of this story is it goes to the Bible and the humiliation of a king by foreign power. Moses is humiliating the Pharaoh. In this case, the Nubian is humiliating the Pharaoh. Magical protects the king using divine instructions and written power. In this story, Hor, son of Panas, which is Sai or Sari, right? He uses divine powers, right? In the story that you love and believe, it's Moses who has the power of Yahweh, right? And he is the hero coming into someone else's court who raised him, right? And now he has a new God, right? But the fact of the matter in history, there is no sa.neter and no Yahweh worship attested in Egypt. Let me stop right here. El and Yahweh, with all the things that they have found in what they call netters or they call gods, they don't have El and Yahweh in Egypt. Could you believe that? sa.neter, can you believe that? I don't know if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you say what?
Do you know in ancient Egypt, they never worshiped El and they never worshiped Yahweh?
In ancient Egypt, why would they?
No, there was no group of people that ever worshiped El or Yahweh in ancient Egypt.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So the Moses story of him being connected to Yahweh in Egypt is false, because there's nothing attested that they worship, that any of the groups of people in Egypt worship El or Yahweh. For example, the Hyksos, which we know as the Hyksos, they never worshiped El. You would think that you would find them worshiping El, right? No, they didn't worship El, nor did they worship Yahweh.
But you do know that Yahweh is the son of El, right?
They didn't worship El or Yahweh.
Did you hear what I just said?
Yes, of course, he has more than 70 sons.
Yeah.
El had 70 sons, but they didn't worship that in
I got you. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Well, what we do have is when the Hyksos came in, we find that at least one or two of the kings worship Baal. Not El, but Baal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they worship Anat, right? Which was a female warrior a god, right? Goddess, right? And they worshipped her. And then they also worshiped Egyptian netters. But they did not worship El. El did not make it into Egypt, and neither did Yahweh.
Right. For Easy Band said, obsessed with the Bible. That's how you know it's the truth. No, Easy Band. It's not that we are obsessed with the Bible. We are obsessed with our people being led by a Bible that's not dealing with the truth, that's taking them away from information, from real truth, of their true identity. And so that's what we're obsessed with. We're obsessed with our people to get them back on the right track, brother. I know it seems like the Bible because that's what we're going in, but our people is trapped in the Bible. So we got to use the Bible to show them that they slave masters taught them wrong. But see, you all right with being taught wrong.
Son is absolutely right. But further, like I said, most of you are 50 to 20 years late in scholarship. So you don't even really have any right to talk about anything because you only study the Bible and you don't study real history, right? So we have people in here talking about Reggie, the Hyksos was a tribe of Judah. That sounds slick, but Judah wasn't even created at this time period. There was no Judah at the time period that you're talking about, right? So the problem is your chronology is wrong because you never went outside the Bible to verify any of this. But I've showed a group of white scholars, right? Even people that you know, like Bart Ehrman, they've already studied this. They just keep it quiet because it's so upsetting that all of these motifs that you believe that's in your story, there's no evidence of it. We can look at the Proto-Sinaitic. We can look at the Proto-Hebrew. They're not talking about Moses. Moses does not occur, y'all, to roughly the 4th century. Moses, they was practicing the law in Judah and in Israel. No, they weren't. They weren't practicing the law of Moses because they're not talking about Moses. Moses is not in any of the records of that time period. The same as in Egypt, Kemet, there is no El worship. There is no Yahweh worship. There could not have been an Exodus because nobody in the land was worshiping Yahweh. Nobody in the land was worshiping Yahweh. So there couldn't be an Exodus. There's no evidence of that God being worshiped by tens of thousands of people in Egypt or Kemet. Now, 2026, because I'm putting belt to ass, pause, you are going to have to dig it up. You're going to have to show it in history, in facts. And guess what? If you're just starting to look for it right now, you've already failed. Because Black News 102, House of Consciousness, scholars, right, and thinkers, we've already done the work. Jonathan Owens was the one to introduce the story in the sa.neter and ready for us in the sa.neter. All I'm doing is going and showing you all the dynamics of the story. Smash Rockwell did the show maybe 2 years ago. So we already know about it. We just haven't told you because you're too stuck. And any of you people who are in the chat, right? Because I'm not finished yet. But any of you people in the chat, you bring up primaries. Let's go. You bring up primaries. If you don't bring up primaries, save your BS for Sunday school, right? Or for your temple, right? Save it for them. Don't bring that garbage over here because guess what? You got the greatest of European scholars that's already done this from 20 years on to now. You don't go and challenge them, you cowards. You cowards. I don't see you talking to no European about your finds. Most of you people have not traveled out your city rather than outside the country to look at any primaries. You don't go to museums. You don't go to universities, right? Only one that I might say goes to university is our brother Divine Prospect. Some of you go to the museums when we go to the museums with us. You don't do any real research. You are Googling, and you don't have the skill set to go further than you're Googling. So put my screen up again. You can say everything that you want, Asiatic, whatever you are. Asiatic 7, when I release the mic, you bring up a primary document. Otherwise, you stay in the chat. I am saying that your Exodus story is a reimagined, looks like stolen, right?
You know what, Doctor? To me, we got to stop talking to those who scared to come in, because they are the ones. Those are the trolls. The people like Asiatic 7. He ain't gonna come in here. He's not gonna show his face. He's not gonna challenge no information. He just want to be called out and feel like, he's important. So
Yeah.
these chumps, man, they not going to come in. They not going to question you. They scared. They going to hide behind their screen names. These are not real men. They puppies. They kittens. We call them kittens, Reggie. These are kittens.
But they
These are
should be kittens today because I'm taking away their Exodus
Yeah,
story,
yeah.
right? So they should fight. But if you're gonna fight, don't fight with magic. Fight with primaries. You guys are so used to the magic and the Holy Spirit and all of that stuff. That shit don't work. That shit don't work. It didn't work for us on a slave ship. We were still in punishment. Right. So we're in punishment, but the European that was doing it, who did great evil, they're not in punishment. What great evil did we do that they were converts themselves, the Europeans that put us on slave ships? They didn't know the law. They weren't practicing the law. So why are we punished by them? Right? You come up with stupid rationales. So anyway, I'm over here. Okay. So I am over here to supernatural affliction of Pharaoh himself. And I just talked about in the real story, not your Yul Brynner, Charleston Heston story, right? In the real story, the supernatural affliction was told by the Nubians to the king of Kemet. Okay, magician protects the king using divine instruction and written power. In your story, that's Aaron, who we can't find, but some of you believe that you are a priest of Aaron, right? Okay, we have a lot of fake priest stories, right? A lot of fake priest stories. We have it everywhere. We have it in the Christian story, we have it in the Hebrew story, and now we have it in the Kemet story, right? Where people are calling themselves priests, right? But the real story, the real story of Aaron, right, is in this story, in this African story. Okay, so where we at? Let's go down because I got a number of these things. Okay, so in this story, there's lots of amulets and spells, and in the Hebrew story, there is the fact that Aaron is kind of an amulet himself. He is the spell, and he is the sorcerer, right, against the king, and the king has a sorcerer in England, in Kemet, right? So all of the motifs that you claim for your little book, right, has already been written in an African book. So then there is plague for plague and retaliation. So both groups, the king of Kemet and the sorcerer from the Hess, they are both using plagues in this particular story, right? So the plague stuff is not yours. The 3 days and 3 nights is not yours, right? The magical story in the court is not yours. So now there is this whole thing in the real story about fire. The Nubian sorcerer, he rains down with fire, and the the Kemet Sari, he separates the fire with water. So this whole thing of the opening of the sea and all of that stuff for your Exodus, where there's an Exodus with no religion, because El and Yahweh was not practiced, this whole concept of fire and water, it belongs to the African story. So Horus, son of Panachi, who's sire Siri, reads a spell and caused the sky to open up with a southern rain over the flame. So when the flame came, he created a spell, and he got rid of the spell with a southern rain, a rain from deeper in Africa. where even the Nubian was from, right? So we have this concept of neutralizing. Now we have dark covering wind lifted by true magician, right? So the Nubian, the Nahes, he has the court put in darkness, right? And the African Sayasiri, the African from Nile Valley, from Kemet, he reads a spell to dispel the darkness. So this darkness concept that's painted over before you put the blood of the whatever on your door and all that stuff. Well, the whole concept of darkness was borrowed. You stole it. Give it back. We want our money. You owe us. You stole it, right? We want our money. Because now we know that there's a real story that has all of these motifs. You're a horse thief, and you don't even know it. You have a tradition of horse thieving, right? Borrowing and not giving credit. Okay, so threat of mass destruction of Egypt is in this story, right? What else is going on? Okay, and the ancient Egyptian concept, there's a concept of a skyboat that's in the story. That goes away. The boat goes away, but the water images stay. Okay. So ultimately, the African from the Nile Valley, from Kemet wins over the Nubians in the south. But of course, the story is being told by the ancient Egyptians who have their own propaganda. But what is problematic is that you don't have, I'm talking about you Hebrew Israelites, you Christians who believe in the story, you have nothing. Now, I was hoping Morpheus said he was trying to get on. So Morph, if you're out there, try to get on now. But now let's go into some other points, right? Oh, and family. Hey, man, it's the New Year's, man. Come on, buy your brother Reggie something for the New Year's. There's my Cash App. Who's gonna support the channel? See, we did all of this and we didn't even talk about any support, right? So won't you just let me take a drink of water. There's my Cash App. Can the mods put my Cash App in there? Can you put sa.neter's Cash App? Right? Because you know what? I'm doing great work here. I'm really doing great work. I'm not doing bloodlines. You know I don't believe in that bloodline BS, right? My bloodline is not to Egypt per se, but I showed you my family line is all throughout Africa, right? I'm like all of our family lines. We all come from the continent of Africa, and we came there from different points over 100,000 years, right? Let's see what is going on. Let's see. I got one Cash App, two Cash Apps from Matthew Lewis, and thank you, and Gatekeeper Enterprises. They were nice, small Cash Apps, but I appreciate them. That's why I mentioned. What about the rest of you? I'm doing real work here because I am on the line. I'm on the line to say that your tradition comes from an African tale.
That's a fact.
Right? And I'm doing this live on sa.neter's, right? To put belt to ass to believers who don't even check. Right? And then you go, I'm begging for Cash Apps. No, I'm working for you. Oh, shoot.
They don't understand that part, Reggie. That part right there. They don't understand you working to bring them information to save them time for doing the research. You doing the research for them, and they don't understand that. And they don't appreciate it.
And I got a team.
Read that comment. Read that comment on the screen.
I'm interested in Abrahamic faith folks' explanation for this one. The story is identical to Luke 16, but the sa.neter and sa.neter story was first. Why? Baby Chad, the real baby Chad. you're hitting it right on the goddamn head. I didn't get to the Jesus story. The Jesus story is probably going to be a book, right? The Jesus story is way worse because it's in this book and several other books. It's way worse. I'm not going after your Jesus today. That's 2026.
Read the next comment.
Reggie needs to be compensated for his work. Right? Thank you, right? Because right is one of my favorite words. Everybody knows that. That's correct. But see, what they try to do is dumb us down,
Right.
dumb this platform down, dumb the contributors down. But you have no money, you have no problem giving tithes to a belief that is a fairy tale.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving 5%, 10% to keep the thing going, the lie going, right? But our people here, sa.neter, out of the 200,000 people that we have, we probably have maybe 5,000 that are believe and respect Africa and open-minded. A lot of the other people, some of the people have left and they're coming back because you're getting them back. But we have a lot of people who stay close to us, so every chance they get, they can undermine what we say.
No, but Reggie, this is what you got to understand. The 200,000 subscribers that I have,
yes,
are not real. Just like every other channel, when you see people with certain subscribers, they are not real. Because what happens is, see, people got to know this. I already did the science on it. People will come in and they'll see a show. Like right now, somebody might come in and see your show,
right,
and they'll subscribe. Oh, let me subscribe. But they might not come back again after that.
But
you
they
see what I'm saying?
They
or they might
real.
come back another month from now or another time. That's the way this thing works. That's why when you even look at Homeboy, he got like I think 5,000 and something subscribers, but he only get like maybe 20 people watching him because the people don't always come back. They are not committed to the channel. They might just be committed to a topic that they see and say, "Dan, let me subscribe," but they won't come. They might not come back again. But they'll still be subscribed. You see where I'm going?
No, but still, with even all of that, sa.neter, you have the biggest channel of this information. With all that said, you's the boss. You got the biggest channel. They may not always come back,
right?
But they support the debates,
right?
So we don't need all of them. We just need a clear, 1,000 to 5,000, right? We don't need all of them, but a bulk of the people who we think are our friends, they're only here because even in their camps, in their temples, they're not listened to. They're listened to more on sa.neter than under their own leadership. Their leadership has them. They're water boys. They got no power over here, so they could go and say, "Yo, teacher, did you see what I did on sa.neter? Did you see what I said on sa.neter?" Right? And the teacher said, "Yeah, go and read a book. Here, go read, because you're not the book." So I hope you understand that a lot of the people who have come on the channel, or people who have to fight what we say, they have to undermine everything that we say, right, to keep that thing going, right? So now I got Brother Morpheus. What happened to Morpheus? So Morph, help me out before I continue. So you was telling me, Morph, that the Europeans have had a couple of conferences on the Exodus? Can't hear you. Can't hear you, Morph. Okay. Your mic is not working and your mute is off. It's telling me to chill.
Yo, how about now?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Earlier you said, right, that unfortunately most of the people in our community, Israelites, Christians, whatever, are like 20 years or more behind the rest of the
Yes.
world, right? That's something that we really got to like zero in on, right? And the reason why that's important is because you're not okay. The average person, right, that reads only the Bible, right, and they're not familiar with what you just presented. They're not familiar with other texts outside of the biblical narrative. They have no clue of what's really going on. They're way behind. They're way behind. So at this point, I always think, okay, we need to ask ourselves a logical question, not a religious question, a logical question. Now, what's that logical question? If I present to you a story, a book, and the book has a story in it, and you say, okay, cool, I read the story, got you. And then I present to you another tale or story or text that are, let's say, for example, 1,000 years older, and it has the same story, only it's 1,000 years older. Logically, I would have to say, well, damn, if this one's 1,000 years older, right, and it's the same story, and these people interacted with them, it stands to reason that they got the story from these people. That's a logical question. That's not a religion. That's not a religion question. I didn't say anything about religion. I'm just talking about stories, right? So the logical conclusion would have to be that they got these stories from these people. And they say, why? A, they interacted with them. B, this is 1,000 years older. For example, the Enuma Elish or the Epics of Gilgamesh. They're 1,000 years to 1,500 years older. And I see the same story. I have to logically conclude that this is the original story. If I look at what you just presented, right, and I say, hey, guys, people, look at this. This is the same type of story. This one is in ancient Kemet. It predates this story over here, and these people are older. Their writings are older. The civilization is older. Logically, I have to conclude, you feel me, that this story is the original. It's not a religious question. It's a logical question. So what I try to do myself personally a lot, I try to appeal to people's logic, right? Not their religious belief, their logic, and say, let's move that to the side and let's just compare A to B. If you give me A and I got B and I look at these two things and I see these things that they're like 95, 98% the same, but this one is older, I have to conclude that this is the original story. You understand what I'm saying? Right? That makes sense?
Absolutely.
Right. So we're fighting against people's critical thinking skills. Right. That's what we're fighting against. And all we could do is present the data. Right. We just say, hey, look at the data. Because you can't make a conclusion with insufficient data because your conclusion is going to be faulty. Right. But if they don't have, so what you're doing, you're bringing data right now that they never heard of. They never read. They're like, what's this? Where do you get this from? You're presenting data that they're not familiar with.
Now, what does the Europeans give us? Give us a little inkling of what the Europeans have been studying. Do you have a site or something?
Yeah,
Just
share
so
my
we
screen.
can-
Yeah, share my screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you share my screen? Cool. Let's look at this, for example. I was familiar with this conference, and I went there in 2014. Look, in 2014, you see this? Can you see this, Reg?
Yes, out of Egypt.
Yeah,
You
now watch
did.
this. in 2014, I was aware of this, right? But what's important about this, right? What's important about this, when I
Yeah, you
go,
have to go back to the top.
I gotta
You,
go back. Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
you go back.
What's
Right.
important about this, that this is coming from Biblical Archaeology Society, because we're talking about the Bible, right?
Yeah.
If we're talking about the Bible, I say, okay, well, let me see what the Bible people are talking about. The experts, the scholars. Where would I go to find out what is being talked about, what's being studied, what's being discovered? I'm going to Biblical Archaeology Society, right? You see me?
Right.
So now, out of Egypt, Israel's exodus between text memory, history, and imagination. This was a conference that went on that I checked out in 2014. It's over 40 different, look at it, 40 world's leading archaeologists, biblical scholars, Egyptologists, historians, and geoscientists in tandem. Right? So look at what we're talking about now. We're talking 40, this is 40 that attended this conference, 40 experts in these fields, right? This is important now. There's about 40 experts in the field of biblical archaeology, Bible scholars, Egyptologists, historians.
Damn near Septuagint. A goddamn, really like a partial Septuagint. Okay.
Exactly. So we look at this and say, hey, stop. Let me see what the experts in the field of Bible, right? Not your preacher on Sunday, Reverend, not you know, what are the experts talking about? And the experts concluded, and anyone go here and look, you can watch all the videos. The experts concluded that these story of Egypt and Israel's exodus is actually a myth. A myth. You understand?
Wait, game over. Stop right there. Right there. Bombs, right? The New Year's ball drops. They concluded, some of the best scholars with names, PhDs, concluded it's a tradition, it's a myth.
It's a tradition. Exactly. So watch this. Watch this. So now, even if I take you to an up-to-date one that they just did in 2025, look at this one. You see this one?
Exodus, fact or fiction.
What's the date?
Costello, right?
October 21 to 25, October 21st, 25. So this is this year. They even, and this is again, Biblical Archaeology Society. So this is not a bias. This is not, ancient Kemet beating up on the Bible or no. This is a biblical site, right? They even conclude, again, it's not real. It never happened. It's a myth. It's a traditional story. It's a myth, but it's not real. It's not. It didn't happen. It just didn't happen. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. But the point being, what we're saying, Wes, I'm going back to, is like, y'all behind, man. It's like we behind.
You're outdated. What's the word that we use? You're it's like outdated. You're outdated. There's a word that we use, Morpheus, all the time, right? On the Twilight Zone. What's that word that we use?
You are obsolete.
You're obsolete. sa.neter, they're obsolete. Right? Apostle is outdated and obsolete. He can argue. Right? I'm just using him because he's on this channel a lot. You're going to say that the Europeans are a liar, but aren't you the one who took the European story? So you pick and choose when they lie and tell the truth? Do you understand what I'm saying, Morph?
Yeah, absolutely.
The Europeans on the slave ship gave them the story. Now the Europeans come back and says, what we said, we don't really need it no more. We needed to enslave you. It worked. But the fact of the matter is, it's outdated and obsolete.
Yeah. It's the information that's out today. There's been a whole lot of discoveries, research. It's got better and things, right? And it's almost like, imagine somebody today pull out a beeper.
Right.
And you go, somebody pull out a beeper and a big phone. Like, if you look at them today, like, yo, dude, you serious?
Exactly. Somebody just comes in from the woods of Vietnam, right? And has all of these outdated type of things that we used in the 60s and the 70s, right?
Yeah,
and they come out here, right?
So they're regurgitating information and stuff, man, that's so far behind, man. 20, 25 years. They're like, what are you talking about, bro? It's like, so like what you just presented, man, is like powerful. I just suggest people to go read the stories. Go read the like I said, Enuma Elish, the Epics of Gilgamesh. Read this, expand your library of data, because you have a lot of data points. But if all you reading is this, all you reading is the biblical narrative, you're done. You're finished. You're done.
And so what we're doing on this channel is that on this channel, occasionally some of the best minds appear, but we don't like to argue. Like we don't like to argue with people that have no experience. They're stuck and it hasn't read. It's like I am arguing with people who literally have never been to a library, literally have never been to a museum, literally have not been out of this country. Morpheus lived in Sudan for what, a year and a half?
Yeah, almost 2 years. Yeah,
almost 2 years in the Sudan, right? I'm arguing. We are arguing with people who, what we were saying the other day. Literally, this is 125th Street. What were you telling me, Morpheus, the other day? Huh?
I said, remember, Reggie, I said, do you realize that the whole biblical story from beginning to end, think about this, from beginning to end, all takes place in one geographical location? Think about it, all the stuff that's taking place, Solomon, David, the wars, the so-and-so, is all taking place within
down the street.
Yeah. It's almost like saying, 125th Street from the beginning.
Morpheus, read the screen, Morpheus.
What?
He said, I still got my satellite phone. So imagine this. I'm just picturing your mind, 125th Street, right? The east side to the west side, right? And imagine that the whole beginning of life takes place between the east side and the west side. Solomon's Temple, where was that at? Assad, that was on Morningside. That was over there on Morningside, Solomon's Temple. Where was the outside where it took place at? Oh, that took place on the Polo Grounds. Oh, where was Jesus at? Oh, he was over there by the Cotton Club.
But hey, Reggie, I'm getting ready to put you on. I'm getting ready to ask you a tough question, brother.
Well, before, look, I don't see I don't see too many cash apps, but
I'm getting ready to ask you a real tough question here, man.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
How do you see Brother La? Is that really your friend? Do you consider Brother La as your friend?
Yeah.
So if Brother La is
I have friends.
Hold on, you answer. If Brother La is really your true friend,
yeah,
then when are you going to tell him the truth, brother, about Islam?
Yeah,
because only a friend can tell another friend about itself, about Islam, and what he's into, because that's your friend. And if that's your friend, you want the best for him.
Yeah. Okay. So
Miss Nicole said, "What?"
here's the hey,
Shout out
Sister
to Miss
Damon, how you
Nicole,
doing?
man. You know,
So
I'm
here,
trying to get it in over here.
here's the thing. He's been in the museums with me.
Yes,
Uh,
I didn't ask you none of that.
right? Yeah. So he's been that a person's um Brother Law doesn't really promote a whole lot of facts and stuff about it. That's his personal belief. He's not over here doing acting like the Hebrews, just teaching, acting like they're teachers. He doesn't do that. He's just a humble
But we still have to teach the truth, Reggie. Come on, man.
right when you're teaching the truth, but he doesn't. He might talk about concepts like the dean, right? Uh, you know, uh,
But he
moral.
really believed in a God in space, brother. He really believes a
So
God
do our, so
outside
do
of.
our parents. So do some. Sometimes sometimes so do some of our wives. Some of the people that you marry and stuff like that.
That's why I asked you, brother. Law is not your real friend. Because
Oh,
anybody that's a real friend of mine, I'm gonna tell him the truth, brother.
no, I tell him, I show him, but at the end of the day, because he's my friend, it's a give and take. But I feel sorry if I'm walking down the street on 125th Street, something like that, and you just forget that he's there and try to cut in front of me. I feel sorry for you on that.
So
That's
you
what I
saying
tell him.
he's your bodyguard now?
No, he's
What?
just my friend.
Can
Just
I
like
say this?
just like when I see you, Sa, and if
Yeah.
there's something going on and I can help, that's what friends do. That ain't got nothing to do with anything that we believe, right? I got your back, you got my back in the street. You may not have my back always on this platform, but in the street, for the most part, you make sure things.
Now, let me say this.
You certainly. Wait. I'll say this more. Wait
I
one second.
would only put my life on the line for my wife
Uh-huh.
and my family, man.
Well,
Now,
when Shaka
I
almost
would
was
try
mad at
to
me.
cool it down a little bit, but I ain't gonna jump in front of a bullet.
No, but when Shaka
Yeah, I'll
almost
do
was
that
a
for the
little mad
wife.
at me, when Shaka was a little mad at me at the museum, you was in the middle.
Yeah, that's because all three of y'all were my people. Y'all
Right.
were my friends, so I could jump in the middle. I had the whole two strong brothers back. My little self holding two strong brothers back, man.
Yeah.
Let me say this, right? I've known brother. I don't know if you know, but I've known brother Law for over 20-something years.
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. We really close. Outside of this, YouTube thing. Now, I'm pretty well informed on Islam and stuff. And me and Law,
Yeah, you got the chip when you was in Sudan.
but we have these conversations, right? We have these hard intellectual conversations. You know what I mean?
No. You know what? Hold on. I know you do because I seen when you was on the show. When you were bringing that, so I already know you. That's why I asked Reggie. But I know you coming strong with it.
No, but I'm saying we have these conversations. We have intellectual conversations, man. We have, offline. We talk about these different things, but at the end of the day, same thing that we're doing now. If we're just trying to give data. So when I talk about Islam, I give data. I say, here's the data. Here's what's on to get the data. But at the end of the day, that person. My grandmother used to have a saying. She used to say, every fruit on the tree don't ripen at the same time. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's true, right? All we could do, like we're doing now, presenting the information and data, right? And at the end of the day, that person or people or whoever it may be has to
Listen. sa.neter was a Muslim. sa.neter was a Muslim. Two types. Yeah, he was a Muslim. And he was Sadiq Quran, right?
Yeah, until I met a brother by the name of Kojo Adimo. I don't know if you remember him, Reggie, but he lived right
in
there.
my neighborhood. I went to his wake.
When I met him, he taught me. He the one that started teaching me about Kemet, about all this stuff, man. And I was like, wow. He would give me videotapes to go home. Yo, check this out. Check that out.
Yeah. What was your process, though, Sa? How long did it take you? Right? Think about that question. How long did it take you to, for lack of a better term, wake up? How long?
I wouldn't say long, man. It ain't take me long. I would say about maybe like 3 to 4 months.
Oh, it didn't take you
told
years?
you at the
I
end.
was
He told you
watching
at the
every
end of-
day. I was studying every day. And now look where I'm at today. I'm like with the Kemet stuff, I don't even believe in that.
Yo, bro, I
So
left.
when I
Yo,
say I don't,
yo,
hold
watch
up, when I
this.
say I don't believe in that, let me let you know where I'm at. I don't believe in the gods and all that concept stuff. I understand that man created all of this stuff.
Here you go.
And the only thing I do is study, when I study Kemet, I know that that was before all religion. And that's
Got
where Islam and Christianity come from. So
Right.
once I know that, now I don't try to be, like Jabari got his own way. And there's a lot of stuff I don't agree with Jabari.
And who cares?
I just don't see that.
So-
I let
so the
Jabari do his
conclusion-
thing,
So the conclusion that you eventually arrived at, right?
Yeah.
You've landed where you landed at, right?
Yeah, I understand that we are the gods and the devils of this world right here.
Right.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. When I left kicking and screaming, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
It took me a while because I was so deep in. I left kicking and screaming. I'm not gonna lie. It took me a long time to go, this is bullshit. Excuse my language. You know what I mean? It took me a while, but everybody has their own, that's what I said. Everybody got their own process, you know what I mean?
And now it's like I'm on the outside just looking in. And when I look at these brothers and sisters that have these high degrees, like Dr. Wesley Muhammad, Dr. So-and-so, Dr. this, Professor this, and they still worshiping religion.
Yeah,
For example, Apostle will brag about his degrees.
Ain't that
But
crazy?
look at where he at right now with it.
Right? Ain't that something? Right?
Yeah.
Because what that means is that degree or that piece of paper, right, told you what to think. It
Right.
didn't teach you how to think.
There you go.
And that's
it.
the difference. That's the difference. Because when you get a degree, all it means is that you were able to follow the curriculum.
You know what you did yesterday, brother? What you did yesterday was strip Apostle of that what was the writing he was talking about?
Paleo Hebrew.
You stripped him of the Paleo Hebrew. Now he can never feel comfortable bringing that back again. You can't bring that to the people no more because there's no such Bible.
First, we're gonna put the ass. We're gonna put the ass and back in 2026. We could do it on this show, but I do want to get back to some points of the show.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, because religion comes into our lives at certain points. Most of the time when we are children.
Oh, hold on. This is important, Reggie. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because Zep-Tepi, he said, well, you should change your name, sa.neter, to something else.
No,
why would I do that? I didn't say I didn't believe in the names and nothing like that. I said this is where all religion come from. That's what I said. So why would I change my name?
That doesn't.
That sounds stupid to me.
Zep-Tepi, Slim. So that means you have a Nile Valley name, right? Okay. Well, sa.neter is a name that's actually really attested. Right?
Yeah.
It's actually attested in the script. So there's nothing wrong with that. Now, if you believes in Zep-Tepi the first time, well, that's really not a belief. There was a first time. Right?
Zep-Tepi is probably one of them Christians.
No, it means first time in Nile Valley.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's probably one of them Christians, Nile Valley dudes that believe in the whole thing like a Christian.
Right.
Well, that's probably what he is.
Well, for him saying, there's a saying, don't take it to you directly unless it hits you. But when a fool opens up his mouth, it removes all doubt, right? Mm-hmm. So the question is if you are a Nile Valley person who studies the history, why would you complain about another Nile Valley person with a name with a Nile Valley and don't do the work that we're doing by teaching the people the truth, right? Why would you expend your energy on talking about sa.neter, who runs one of the biggest channels, who has lots of thoughts? Sometimes he's neutral. He just want to hear young people like Hercules the other day, right? Hercules is talking about the Pythagorean theorem, and I told the young brother, I told him, right? How are you going to be talking about the Pythagorean theorem, right? That wasn't even created yet. That's like what the Hebrews and the Christians do. It wasn't created yet. So what the ancient Egyptians had was right triangle models. They had triangle models. And what they did is they used those models, and they would walk back hundreds of feet, and they would put it at what they were building. And then they would signal to the person that's on the up there, right? To move a little bit left, move a little bit of right. Based on that, they're doing draftsmanship. Why does everything got to be supercalifragilisticexpialidocious? Like everything has to be magical or time travel. Like you have to understand the culture to understand things that were going on. Especially, watch this, Morpheus. Especially if there's no evidence, right? If there's no evidence, you should stop right there before you say one thing it came from another thing. You should stop or backtrack it. Show us the evidence, right, that is true. We don't like to do that. So let me just figure.
And then we could go back to your joint. Israel Unite. 5230. He asked the question, sa.neter, do you believe in supernaturals? That's a good question. I just don't believe in anything. I don't believe in anything. I would rather know it before I get into any type of belief system. So before I get into any belief, I need to know first. And no, I do not believe in supernaturals until I can experience it. And
well, here's the thing is, Joe, can I answer that, please? Please, I want to answer that question.
Yeah.
The word supernatural is a misnomer. There is no such thing as a supernatural, right? Because natural, the universe is natural. Everything in the universe is natural. Physics, everything is all natural. Supernatural would mean above the universe.
Right, like a Superman.
Outside of the universe. There is no outside of the universe. There's no outside.
I agree. I like that answer. I like that.
Right. So then if it happens in the universe, in the confines of the universe, whatever it is, phenomenon, anything, it's natural. It is natural. There's no such thing as supernatural. It's a misnomer.
It's worse than that. Look, we are on a speck of a large meteorite, what you call a planet. In the context of the universe, you know how small Earth is? Earth is certainly not one of the biggest planets, but in the universe, Earth is really, really small, right? And it circles the sun. And in some contexts, the sun is smaller than other suns. And we live on this speck of rock, right? And how small are we on this speck of rock hanging on? We have the audacity to try to understand everything in the universe from the perspective of being a insect on a large ball, right? Like you gotta get out of your little self. Things that you see as part of things that you can't explain is simply you can't explain it. It's just phenomenon. So then we try to create tools and stuff to understand it. And most of the things, not all the things in the universe, we've already explained. You may not know it, but scientists have explained most of the things. The big break was evolution, right? That's one of the DNA. Those are big breaks. Then travel, big breaks. You didn't solve it. Communications, satellites. You didn't solve it, but it was solved.
They say that this is a small world, Reggie.
Yeah.
So they say it's a small world. Can you imagine if we was living on planet Jupiter?
Yo,
Jupiter is like 11 times wider than Earth.
And we would have been gone a long time ago. 'Cause it's too far from the
Right.
sun.
But if Jupiter was planet Earth,
Yes.
man, we'd be gone. We'd be like, psst.
We probably wouldn't have made it because of the other type of animals, right?
Right.
We may not
So
have
do you
been able-
believe that is life somewhere else, though? Do you believe that, or do you know that? What do you think?
Well,
Hey, son.
Morpheus,
On other planets.
well, I'll let Morpheus tell you.
Yeah, okay, watch this.
You was in the
Right,
army,
right.
Morpheus. You should know this, man.
Who?
Yeah, watch this. Because what we talking about right now, right? Right? Can I put something in perspective, right? Before we go on, and then I'm gonna shut up. Let's put this in perspective, okay? Show my screen. All I need is 2 minutes. You see my screen?
Yep.
Watch this. Let's put this stuff in perspective. We're going to zoom out. Don't say nothing, just watch. Zooming out from Earth, right? Okay, we blasted off. We're leaving Earth. Ooh, we just left Earth, right? Okay, let's keep going. Hey, there go the moon. Watch this now. Okay, we're still traveling 100 million kilometers out. Whoa, Jupiter, Saturn, look how far. We still going. Pluto, wow. Guess what? We're just leaving our solar system. Holy crap. This is our solar system. Wow. Now we're going out into the galaxy, right? Galaxy. Whoa, we're still going, y'all. We are still traveling. This
But that's where God is at, on the throne.
This is 1,000 light years out. 100,000 light years out. Whoa, we just left our galaxy.
Damn, 100,000 light years out?
Yes, look. Wow, we're still going. This is our galaxy. Keep going. There's over 100 trillion galaxies. What are we talking about right now?
You're right.
Yahweh little ass and El little ass and the Kemet Netchers, you got it all wrong.
And that's why I always say the knowledge that you have, you could put it on the tip of a pen and still have room left, brother.
You watch this.
A lot of room.
So is a trillion, when we look up and see a trillion, there's a trillion stars in our galaxy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over 100 trillion galaxies. They say there's more stars, in our galaxy than there is grains of sand on the planet. That means every desert, every beach, right? That's just stars in our galaxy. And there's trillions and trillions of galaxies. What are we talking about right now?
What we're talking about is the ignorance of
No, but that's the question that makes me think sometime, brother. Like, it makes me think, how did we get here in this ball called Earth? And outside of that is like, think about that for a minute.
I'm already
because
there.
we're not that important. First, we're not that important to the universe.
Right.
Right? Only if you combine yourself with a mythological friend called God do you think. But God had to shrink his ass all the way down to the little bitty earth, cross all of these skies to create a little figment, a dust spectacle.
What if Brother La is right? There is a law, Akbar. What if Ebony is right? There is a Yahweh. Apostle is right. What if that's they right?
Well, they all had to shrink themselves down to the little earth, right? With people with camels digging wells, right? Like, look, it's not that serious. like human existence is expanding, but we're in our own little state, right? We get a lot of our food from trucks now. Before we had to, just 150 years ago, we had to get it from the farm, right? 100 years ago, the refrigerator is less than really 100 years, right? The food had to be fresh, or be on ice. Look, I mean, you can contemplate when you contemplate how vast the universe is and all the things like that, you might find yourself believing in something. But that's all you're doing. You're just believing in something. That's just you have a right to your personal belief, but that's not fact. What Morpheus did just killed everything.
Yeah, he killed everything with that. Damn. And he
Bible.
made me start. I mean, you just make people start thinking with that right there.
Yeah, because you got to look at it. That's why I said you got to put things in perspective. So when I showed that video, it really put things in perspective. Like, yo, we don't mean nothing. We are not as important as we think we are.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
as big as the pyramid is, it's not relevant. And the worst thing is, what's really not relevant? Our lives, unless we do something to make ourselves immortal, meaning we do real good, right? Or in some cases, real bad. But the fact of the matter is, we don't even think about this. Our family lines, we don't even know our great grandparents and our great great grandparents and our great great grandparents and our great 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 grandparents. We don't know them. We are just dumb. We're going to replace biblical figures for our own family members. Some people believe that Moses is their damn family member.
Yes, they do. They say they ancestors.
Huh?
They call them their ancestors. That's crazy.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got some Kemetic people. They believing that they are connected directly to they pick one group of Africa to say that they're connected to. No, you're picking a group of people that people know about, right? To make yourself sound and look smart. Like man, get out of here.
And that's what I wanted to say before. I just didn't know how to say it. I still don't. It's like, why are we still trying to do what our ancestors done? We supposed to take the knowledge what they taught us and add to the information. Like, we start studying ancient Kemet and thinking that we Egyptians. We start studying the Hebrews and thinking that we some goddamn Hebrews. We study the Moors and think now we the Moors. That's not what the ancestors left us to do. We supposed to add on to the information and take it further than that. Right? Because knowledge is always going. You will never end it. Don't become one. And so what we do is we try to live off of what our ancestors did. I built America. We ain't built a goddamn thing. Right?
Yeah, it's like the foundation.
Our ancestors did that, but what are we building today? That's what I'm talking about.
It's like the foundational Black Americans.
And so when we say we built this, it takes us away from building again. So if we build it, let's continue to build. Why are we not building no more?
Well,
because we trying to live off of what our ancestors did.
Here's a deal breaker for you all.
That ain't gonna work, brother.
All you foundational Black Americans, you're not foundational Black Americans. The foundational Black Americans were our ancestors, and they're all gone. They're deceased. They're dead. You are not them. You're just a bunch of people on YouTube doing media shows. You're not the foundational Black Americans. You ain't did shit. Make your way.
No profanity.
You ain't. That's profanity. You ain't did nothing. You're not the foundational Black Americans. The last foundational Black American, anybody connected to the enslavement, slave ship, died about 90 years ago. That's the Cotilda, right? That's those last slave ships. Those people died about close to 90 years ago, right? You're not them. You're not them. You are descendants of them, and you got history all wrong. All you need to do is look at the thing that Morpheus just showed you. Like, you need to make yourself relevant. Stop looking at our greats, because guess what? Your family might have been in America, but you might have been the Uncle Toms, the ones that told on the slave trade. You need to check that. You are making yourself an imaginary group of people. So I have a few more.
Let's get to it.
No, the Twilight Zone. Reg is off topic.
Yeah,
Bro,
indigenous black man said you still believe in evolution, though, Reggie.
of course, I believe in science.
Do you? No, you know science, not believe in it. You know it exists. You know it's real.
Well, there's more facts. There's more facts than he has. But indigenous black man, look, does he ever come on your channel to teach?
He came up there a couple of times to bang on you and Garfield and all of y'all saying y'all stole his information. So
indigenous black man, me and him, we cool. You know, everybody steal his information, but I'm in the daggone libraries, right? You know, look, I'm 50 years old.
Everybody steals from indigenous, though.
Huh?
Everybody steals from him.
Yeah.
He puts in that work, man.
Yeah. Okay. So I never.
He said that a long time ago, Reggie.
What about my work outside of YouTube? Before YouTube?
Oh no. He don't know that.
Right. So so when I try to read Now Valley script and stuff, I stole that from YouTube.
That's what he claimed. He's claiming that you and Morpheus and Garfield and all of y'all done Jabari, everybody stole his work.
That's fine. Okay, let me just move on. And but shout out to you, indigenous black man. You can bang on other people, fine. Be careful when you bang on me because I show facts. So here is the text, right? It's the second story of Kamos, right? Prince Kamos and Sai Osari. So this is the story. The language is in Domotic. It's in the Ptolemaic period where they have this they have this particular script, but it's set at the Ramses period, right? And it's set with Ramses, I think, third son, Quamas, right? So he died in the 55 year of his father, right? And he's a son of Ramses, and his brother, Merenptah, is the one who we know as Merenptah, who they also think was a king of the Exodus. But these are real people. Hebrews, Israelites, you don't got real people. You at best you got Hezekiah, and we can X-ray on this show what Hezekiah believed in. He used Nile Valley script, right? So you got a real big problem. But now, so here's the text, and then I think in this section of it is where they talked about afterwards. One day Pharaoh Osir went to the court of Pharaoh's house in Memphis. The princes and a great man of Egypt was standing according to their rank at court, and then there was a communication that a member of Ethiopia made a sealed letter carried on his body. So for the Exodus, this is when your fake Moses enters the building. In this tale, Nubian Nahes enters the building with a sealed letter talking about his culture, right? So the thing about it is Africa has this, you have nada evidence in the time period. You have no evidence whatsoever in the time period that you're talking about. So let me close this down and go back to, so I just wanted to let you know, this is a translation of a primary document that you don't have, right? You don't have it, right? And in this, we have some really great biblical scholars like Bart Ehrman and others. They notice you're just too fragile for them to tell you about it, but they know about it. They've written text on it, so you're outdated, you're obsolete, right? So let's go back to my Word document and pull this up. Okay, so, but let's take our time and find Moses, right? Okay. So, evidence cited for a late Greek mediated Moses figure, right? One, lack of external attestations. No Egyptian, Mesopotamian, or other contemporary second millennium sources mention an Exodus type event under a leader comparable to the biblical Moses. I think that y'all all know that, right? Researchers such as Jan Asman note that no Egyptian source prior to the 4th century refers clearly to Moses. 4th century BCE. John Asman, who is a noted Egyptologist, right, studies the sa.neter, who says that that talks about the nature of the neteru, who I was definitely going to use when I dealt with this him neter tepi. I was going to use John Asman's work because who's going to believe John Asman or him neter tepi, right? So, but clearly there's from Egyptologists, there's no Egyptian sources. Oh, let's talk about the Elephantine papyrus in absence of a fixed Mosaic Torah. So we have the Elephantine papyri. We have archaeological evidence of Hebrews, or people call Hebrews, Yehuda, the Yehud people in Egypt during the Persian period, and there's the Elephantine papyrus. We have all the trappings, right? We have a Yahwist belief, we have a Judean temple, but guess what, family? There's nothing in those documents that mention a Moses, an Exodus. So how could they be Hebrews or Jews, or they're not Jews, but Hebrews or Yehuds in Elephantine, right? Who got there after Babylon snatched them, right? And Persia liberated them. How come nobody's talking about Moses and the law? You're dead. You're dead there. You're dead and stinking. Archaeological and epiographic silence, right? Mass exodus of hundreds of thousands of people, so you say, a 40-year encampment in Sinai, a charismatic leader named Moses, right? But in another show, Myth Vision, they did a big show, right? And they was basically saying the scholar Bonea as not just no mention, but not the slightest hint of any knowledge of the Pentateuch in general, not just Moses and the Exodus, but the Bible anywhere before the end of the 4th century BC. You people are obsolete. These scholars are saying that in the 4th century, there's no knowledge of Moses, there's no knowledge of the Pentateuch, right? There's nothing. Now, where's your work? Don't give me no Hebrew to Negroes. First appearance in Moses in the late 4th century Greek sources. Oh, here's the magical Greeks again, right? One line of key argument in 4th century Revelation material is chronological. The earliest external non-biblical mention of Moses appear in Greek authors at the turn of the 4th and 3rd century. Do you know what this is saying? It's saying the Greeks created your Moses. Greek writers such as, and a lot of people have read Hecataeus of Abdera. That's on a lot of our smart shows in our community. Theophratus and later Euphemorus belong to this window. By the later 3rd century, Manetho, writing in Greek, gives explicit accounts of a Moses, right? But what you have is these Greek writers, right? They are envisioning this, and then when they are rewriting Manetho is Greek, right? He's a Greek Egyptian priest. He's an Egyptian priest that speaks Greek, but that's in the later 3rd century, right? But he's Nile Valley and he's Greek. We don't know what his ethnicity is. We know that Greek writers are writing. Barnea emphasizes that given the thousands of preserved Greek, Aramaic, and cuneiform texts from the earlier Persian period, if Moses, let me blow this up. If Moses and the Pentateuch had already been widely known, it would be very surprising for them to disappear entirely from external document sources. Well, that what he's saying is they weren't there. They didn't disappear because they was never there. There would have been evidence. The evidence is only in your mind and whoever taught you. Whoever taught you this stuff, you need to go and slap them, right? Literally dependence or later, including Greek traditions. So then we have Greek traditions that are later, and what you have is a syncretism, you have borrowing, you have all the things that was going to be in the debate between Garfield and sa.neter. Russell Gurmerkin, who passed away, who was actually on some of our shows, not in the House of Consciousness, but on some of our other shows, argues that Genesis and Exodus presupposes Hellenistic historiographers, right? And then he says, on his reconstruction, the Pentateuch was composed roughly 270 BCE in Alexandria, and Hebrew shouldn't even be in Egypt because Alexandria is in Egypt. So why are they still there? Because they was banned. Drawing on those Greek works, with Moses shaped as a lawgiver and a national founder in line with Greek ethnographic and philosophical models. So then we have the Septuagint, right? We have the Septuagint, which is a larger creation of how the so-called Greeks, the Hebrews, actually their Bible, their Torah, Tanakh was converted into the Septuagint. But the problem with that is that that's all Hellenistic. So Morpheus is going to come back in 2026 and kill you about who you think are Hebrews and Christians or really Gentiles. But I'll leave that to Morpheus to do, right? Morpheus is smiling because I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. But the Greeks is your daddies. Moses as Greek era Osar-Seth Manetho figure. So Moses comes about as they talk about the story of Osar-Seth, right? Who an Egyptian priest of Heliopolis who leads a community of lepers and polluted people allies with the Hekakasua and institutes anti-Egyptian religious reforms, right? So there are many, many, many different accounts of these heroes that are kind of put together in a Moses form. But I just showed you a text in Africa, no Moses. Other scholars are showing that there's no Moses. There's good reason why there was no Moses leading his people out, because there were no El and Yahweh worshipers, right? Linguistic and conceptual Hellenism. You people are so misinformed. You already know that most of the Bible was written in Greek. Don't you think it was tweaked? Why would your holy person's story be written in Greek? The Greeks were writing everything. Don't talk to me ever about the Old Testament and the New Testament, right? If you don't know Greek. If you do, especially the New Testament, don't talk to me about your Jesus if you don't show me. That means you're going to take word for word what the English slave masters gave. You got to be sick. You really got to be sick, right? To know that these King James and the rest of them, and that was just one of several Bibles, right? That Yale and what's the other school in England? Think of it in a second. Their scholars put together the King James Bible. Not you. Not nobody that looked like you. Oh, you're going to make King James black. So you're going to make all of the scholars, all of the earls, all of the bishops, you're going to make them in England black too? You got to be out of your effing minds. You really got to be illusional, right? Intellectual misfits. And then you're going to forget about who these people are, but only what matters is your church down the street. And the Europeans who gave you this are backing off of what they originally said, because they have some decency among themselves. You are the converts and the slaves, right? So because they said it, you were saying, well, they were divine people that said it, and it can't be changed. You people wouldn't get through a biblical class in 2025. They would make that you would not pass. Persian imperial context for codification. So now we have the Persians. Do you know that until Babylon snatched Yehuda, it was like 125th Street? Everything that they believed or they thought they believed at that time period happened in that small little area. And the Persians and the Babylonians and the Persians and the Syrians made them a global people. You know, they never traveled out of their lands. There's no big shipping industry with those people. These people are grape and sheep herders, right? So then it says Moses' name was then retroactively attached as a supposed author and lawgiver to the new code, antiquity, and authority. You people are so stuck in the Bible. And then Bronze Age collections. The Sumerian Old Babylonian codes like the Code of Ur-Numa, laws of Ashuna, and the Code of Hammurabi. That's your damn law. Everybody knows that. Those laws and the Hittite laws, every scholar knows that. Your laws appeared here. Your Moses story appeared in the Egyptian story I showed. Why are you so slow at the end of 2025? You want to argue Abiyah? Do you know, Iron Age and pre-exilic Israel in the early Iron Age, law continued through local royal edicts, treaty traditions, and wisdom prophetic norms, but there is no independent evidence of a fixed Mosaic Torah code. Stop it, y'all! Stop coming on this channel and polluting black minds without no damn evidence. Using your charisma to get through. We want to see the evidence. You provide the evidence, right? That's all we want you to do. We don't want to hear your BS. We don't want to hear about your teacher. We don't want to hear about Jack Daniels from you. Show our people the evidence. You got a lot of work to do. Stop lying to our people, our fragile people. You can believe it. I don't have a problem. I have family members. I have a lot of people that are religious. They just don't teach that stuff around me, right? I will make them prove. I will do what sa.neter and Morpheus did the other night, the evil God. The God that kills babies for no reason whatsoever, tricks people, is best friends with Lucifer and Satan, right? But you can't see that. You can't see that. So I can go on. I think I can go on for a little while, but there's other people that want to talk. And maybe there's somebody who's going to show up. Now, someone in the chat is real smart. They talked about Ursu, right? They talked about Ursu. Y'all don't know who Ursu is, but my brother in the chat, he knows about Ursu. I know about Ursu. I didn't bring Ursu up because Ursu's story seemed like it happened in Canaan. It didn't happen in Egypt. But I want to say shout out to you. So let me just stop this for a while. One more thing. Let me bring when Apostle comes up, right? Morpheus is going to do him even more dirtier. Well, I'll wait for Morpheus to do it, right? He want to come up and I'm stop sharing my screen. He want to come up. sa.neter gifted him a channel. He gets numbers for the channel, right? But they babies over there.
I don't think Apostle will show up on this one. We ain't stupid. Apostle ain't that dumb. I mean, he already exposed it. Him showing up would only expose it worse, you know. But we do have a Christian that got heart and got courage that showed up. He go by the name of Easy Bands.
Salute. Appreciate you.
Salute, brother. Do you have a question, brother? About the presentation.
Well, it was
don't come with belief, come with facts, brother. Because that's what we're dealing with over here. It's called soft up or shut up, brother.
Word. I got some rebuttals for him.
Go ahead.
All right. So let's see. Where did we start? Because he said a lot, right? So I'm trying to go back and get this all in order. I'm gonna bring you guys some scholars, right? That basically they don't like back the Exodus story in the Bible, but they do back an Exodus happening. All right. So there's actual scholarship that supports the Exodus story, and they look at it as historical. All right.
The biblical Exodus story?
Yeah.
They back it up?
Yeah, I remember because you brought up a whole bunch of basically smoke and mirrors again. You brought up
no, you just said just now that they don't back up the biblical story, but they do back up an Exodus story.
Well, I'm talking
That's what you just said.
I mean, smoke and mirrors, right? That's what you want to do, but let's keep it facts.
That's what you're doing.
Let's build. This is what I'm saying.
Bring the evidence.
Let me clarify what I mean. You could clap, laugh. It's all good. I'm still gonna bring.
No, it's called show the evidence.
No,
so hold on.
You just said.
So listen. What I'm saying is, right. They don't basically back every aspect of the biblical story, but they do agree that it has some credibility to it. That the Exodus did happen historically. You know, they might disagree in numbers, they might disagree on dates, but there is some consensus there, bro. And the way you try to paint it as if there's just this major consensus that it didn't happen, that was false, and that was smoke and mirrors. But let me bring them up. So I'll start with James K. Hoffmeyer. His field is Egyptology, Near Eastern Studies. What does he argue? He argues that the Exodus reflects a real Semitic population leaving Egypt, supports a 13th century BCE setting, emphasizes Egyptian loanwords, geography, and cultural realism. Let's go to Kenneth A. Kitchen. Field, Egyptology, Ancient Near East, affiliation, University of Liverpool. So his position is he strongly supports a historical Exodus. He argues that biblical narratives fit late Bronze Age conditions, rejects minimalist claims that Israel's history was invented post-exile. All right. So then we got Richard Elliott Friedman.
Stop. What evidence? Stop. I'm not gonna let you do this. He said it. Okay.
So look. So hold on. Relax, man.
No. Show me his claim. Show me his claim.
I told you earlier you had to source up or shut up, brother. Source it up.
Yeah. So this is what I said, right? Let me
introduce
you're just
scholars. Showing me what Europeans
Let me introduce the scholars, then I'll bring out the claims of all these guys. All right.
Show me what their claims are.
Right now, what you're trying to do right now is basically deflect, right? To stop me from bringing
I'm asking you for your evidence. You're deflecting. You haven't shown no evidence.
What do you mean? I'm showing you evidence. I'm reading out the scholars that agree with what I'm saying.
What are their claims?
So hold on. All right, let me get it.
No. Hey, bro.
Which one do you want? Which one do you want, bro? Relax, man. What the hell?
Show me any of their claims. You said that it was
Which one?
Exodus. Wait, let's start here. You show me. Let's go back to the scholars that said there was an Exodus. Morpheus asked you whether the biblical evidence, Exodus as said in the Bible. Let's start right there.
What? You heard what I said, man. Stop trying to play games, man.
No, I want your evidence. I want you to show up. I want you to show the community the evidence that the scholar has. Otherwise, you just read anything and believe anything. You already
So are you denying? So hold on. Are you denying that, say for instance, Kenneth A. Kitchens basically doesn't think? Are you denying that he claims that the Exodus was historical?
No, you believe?
Are you denying that?
You know the difference between me and you?
Are you denying that?
What is his evidence?
Are you? I'm gonna bring
No,
the evidence.
he
Are
said
you denying
that. I'm asking you, what is his evidence?
I'm bringing the evidence, bro. Like,
So
what's the risk?
you smiling and you could dial and all of that. What is his evidence? What?
I'm smiling because what you're doing isn't bothering me. That's why I'm smiling.
No.
Hold on, guys, let me ask this question. Let me ask him this. Easy Bands. Easy Bands.
Yeah.
Look at my screen. Share my screen real quick. I want to ask you this question. Share my screen. Are you telling me that these 40 Biblical Archaeology Society, these 40 scholars, listen, at this conference, all these scholars are wrong?
Yeah.
That's what you're telling me?
You. Because there's another 40 scholars that disagree with you.
Listen. I'm asking you, are you telling me?
I just asked you.
You said they're all wrong.
Yes, they're wrong because there's a whole other side that disagrees with you. I mean, laugh all you want.
Listen, Easy Bears. Give me the 40 scholars.
That's the guy that.
Easy Bears. Give me the 40 scholars.
So get you what?
You said there's another.
Is that really 40, what we're doing?
You
so
said.
Hold on. So you want me to sit here and look for 40 scholars?
I'm presenting. Listen,
that's why I told the people. Some of the people like what you're doing, but it's smoke and mirrors. There's no substance. I just brought you. Hold on. I just brought you scholars, bro.
Bears.
I just brought you scholars that disagree with you. That disagree with those scholars.
Bears, I'm presenting 40 scholars. So in order,
I'm presenting scholars too.
Watch it, Bears.
You're not. No, you're not. Stop, Morpheus. What you doing, Bears, is talking. You're not bringing nothing. You have to show it up here. We don't believe you. You are a believer. So you would do anything like apostle do just to try to defend your faith and your belief. Show us. Source up or shut up, brother. You better show it.
So hold on.
Hold on, Easy Bears. Can you
I don't know why y'all tripping, man. I just sourced you guys. Hold on. I just sourced
I'm gonna let you talk.
Hold on. I just sourced you guys 3 scholars, right?
No, listen, Easy Bears. Let's act like we're playing poker.
Hold on. No.
Watch it. I just said here's 40. So now you gotta say, watch this. Easy Bears. Let's act like we're playing poker. I said, here's 40. Now you got to say, I'll see your 40, right? I'll see your 40, right? And so now you got to present to me 40 or 50 or 60. Let's act like we're playing poker. I just presented 40. Now, can you give me 40?
Mum's the word.
So look, I'm bringing out my scholars, bro. I don't have to bring out 40 scholars. You didn't even bring out 40 scholars.
Do you know
you didn't even bring out 40 scholars? What are their names?
Do you know Kitchen, the scholar that you is he still alive?
I don't know.
Okay, so you canceled.
Is he still alive? Like, what's going on here, bro? Like, I'm supposed to know when the man if he's alive or not?
Yeah,
like,
because you're using his work. He's out.
That's crazy.
He's outdated.
That's all y'all got? That's all y'all got?
Easy Bands.
Yeah, I'm here.
Easy Bands. Okay, I'm presenting 40 scholars. It's a simple question. Do you have 40 scholars, right, to see my 40?
So right now I have
yes about no, brother. It's just a no.
Right
brother.
now I have right now I only searched up like 5 of them.
And where they at? Bring them up.
I was reading it. Y'all stopped me. Y'all want me
to go ahead. Bring them up. Stay your screen.
Bring out
give me the dates of their work.
I mean, it's not a problem. They just trying to make they deflecting right now. They trying to make it a problem.
No.
All right, let me bring it up.
What's the dates of their work?
So hold on. What? So should I talk about their work or should I keep on naming the scholars? Because I was naming the scholars and y'all stopped me, and then now you know. So like
Morpheus brought up. Wait, Easy Bands. I'm talking to you. Please listen. Easy Bands. He gave you recent publications up to 2025. the scholars that you named, can you at least tell us the date of their work? And have you read their work? Or you just
listen, I'm just responding to what y'all pulling up right now, right? So allow me to respond and be fair. Don't start asking me,
I'm fair.
when
You're
was
not
this
being
work
fair.
done? When was that work done?
You wait.
Relax.
Look,
Let me
there's
bring out
other
that
people.
information.
Let him come back. sa.neter,
Yeah, you gotta come back. You just coming back.
No. I got it right here.
Talking.
I got it right here. So listen. So all right, James K. Hoffman Meyer, that's one of them, right? He argues that the Exodus
James
reflects
Hoffman
the real
has passed away.
Hold on. So
they're all gone.
So what if he passed away?
How old is that? Is it current information?
So look, Einstein passed away. So so now we throw away all his formulas and stuff.
No, but we have other scholars that either confirm or updated. You are giving me James Hoffman is passed. Kenneth Kitchum is passed. Right? You got any more?
Yeah,
so
I got more.
Outdated, obsolete scholars.
So Richard Elliott Friedman.
Where you tell me about him? I don't know.
Hold on. His affiliation is University of Georgia. He supports a limited exodus involving Levites. Argues Exodus traditions preserve authentic Egyptian memory. Connects Levites to Egyptian names.
I bet you he believes he's a believer, right? He's a believer, right? He's a believer.
It doesn't say. He
basically he's a believer.
Field. Hold on. It says his field is Hebrew Bible documentary hypotheses. Affiliation University of Georgia.
Okay, that's
he's a believer.
I mean, he's a scholar, bro.
Have you researched
hold on, wait a minute.
So all y'all trying to do is shoot down my scholars I'm bringing.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I got it. Hey, Tom, please look at my screen real quick. What it says about your boy, the statement I asked about your boy Hoffman, he argues there is no direct archaeological evidence.
Oh, man. You're jogging, bro.
Where's the bomb? You're dead.
Come on, Easy Ben. That's why we say sauce up or shut up, bro. You crazy now.
That's cap, man. That's smoke and mirrors.
Yo, you gotta stop, bro.
Let me respond.
You're the
listen, Morpheus, you think you're smart.
Can we move on?
You know why?
Can we move on?
Hey, Easy Ben, this is why I ran.
No, listen, because I never said there was archaeological.
I'm sorry, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, I'm sorry. Oh man, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
Can I speak?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Nah. We got to move on. Reggie said move on. Suntan, what's up, brother?
It's the Crash Out Show. You've
been with us from the beginning. What's happening?
Yeah, peace to the panel. Like I just say this, that's why I kind of moved back because I deal with, Sino and I guess Reggie Morpheus. I deal with the Christians for a long time. I was, indoctrinated from small. But when it came to chronology, I went back. Morpheus made the perfect scenario. He said, it's a comparison. If I see something, and Morpheus, that's exactly what happened to me. I had saw the biblical story, then I seen Shaka Amos showed me, and I seen the same story back 1,500 years before the story that I was clinging to. And that just brought me to just thinking, now, why is this story, the same as this one? And why is it 1,500 years later? And why is the whole world opposed to this story that's now? And I found out even through my study to the day, it's a European concept that they changed it from the Kemetic way to a European concept. And that goes to the conquering of the world of the Europeans. They had the printing press. They had a person with power can deliver a message quicker than a person without. So if you got the power of the world under your hands, then your message might be more superior to a listening ear than what's really is. And right now today, even 2025, they're listening to all of these colonistic people who set these boundaries and set all of these facts and rules, and they want to follow them instead. Right now, y'all, and I'm going to drop the mic. I'm still studying Shake, Antidote, and follow bingo. I'm studying. I want to hear from my people what this is all about. You know what I'm saying? Shake believed in the deciphering of the sa.neter. However, he just moved away from it. He just had another opinion about the deciphering of the sa.neter. So with what we talking about now, I'd rather hear from people who look like me, because all the colonizers was European and they conquered the world. So Morpheus, you made a good point. It's either this or that. If I see something that happened here, why should I believe the same story that happened there? And that story that happened there is dominating the world right now. So
Wait, 1 second.
All right. Starting on.
1 second. Well, I don't see not one Cash App coming for the channel. I don't know. I don't see sa.neter's. Somebody put sa.neter's Cash App in. This is our space. This is the New Year's, right? Family, dig in your pockets. Support the channel.
Hey, Reggie, let me say this to you. A lot of people get mad at you because you destroy it. You in their paradigm, moving furniture around, and they don't like it. So,
oh yeah, well, I know. I'm putting belt to app. I'm putting belt.
All right, real quick, yo. In January the 1st, I think StreamYard have sold their shares.
Yes.
To a corporation called Bending Spoons.
Yes.
U.S. Incorporated. That means that starting on January the 1st, your services will now being provided by Bending Spoons, U.S. Incorporated. Did you see that message, Reggie?
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, okay. You saw that too.
Going to go up. And I don't see no Cash Apps to the channel.
Yeah, like, Cash Apps, y'all. Come on, man. It costs money to get these StreamYards going. They don't know that, Reggie.
Who's going to be the first person to send a Cash App? I mean, not a Cash App, a super chat to the channel. Like every other of these fake channels that come up here.
It's going to do it. The Hebrew killer going to do it.
Where's the super chats? Some of you want to ask questions in the chat. Super chat it.
Yeah, yeah, there you go.
And listen, my Cash App still work. I don't be asking for a lot of money, but you know what? I'm moving furniture, just like Elder Suntan said. I'm moving furniture today. You got no Exodus. You got no. More important than the Exodus, you got no Moses. Your Moses story comes from an African story, and at best, you find him in the 4th century BCE. I'm moving your furniture, yo. Easy bands. You embarrass yourself. You raise scholars that you never even read. You've never even read, and they're deceased. You're outdated. Absolutely.
Let's go, Rakufu. Hey, Reggie. Reggie. You know Rebel Rasta, right?
Yeah.
All right. He sent me $25 for you.
Okay. Well, you know what, Sa? You hold that $25.
Nah, he sent it for you, brother. I'm gonna give you that money, man.
$25. And
I'm gonna give you your 25, brother. You ain't getting me with that. So you give me my money, man. Yo, man.
No, because all you gotta do is ask to help tell the mods to put my Cash App in there, and I can make the $25 back.
Yeah. Let's put but he still sent you his 25.
Rebel Roster, thank you so much, my good brother. I so appreciate your knowledge.
He sent you 25. He sent Nepal 25.
Okay, then I want my 25 now. I'm doing the work. I want my 25. So
he sent me 200.
Oh, okay, so that's fine. Listen, family, my whole point was that the story of your beloved Moses, who has the law, is actually an African story, which I show. Oh, wait, Mrs. Williams. Hey, sister, thank you. See, women lead, men follow.
Oh, yeah.
Loving the bill.
But it's the women that really show the support. It's the men that be hating. But the sisters show the love. It's the men that be hating on the brothers. I ain't get a Cash App from King J in a minute, or from Kassad in a minute. I'm calling names out. All right, cool.
But sister,
I'm finna hit it right now, okay?
There you go. I ain't gonna make sure you hit the Cash App though.
Yeah,
Hit
Cash
the
App.
Cash App.
Cash App. Yeah,
I
I
ain't
got
getting
you. I got your Cash App.
Rakufu. I always get something from my man Suntan though.
Yeah, I got you.
And get Easy Bands. Easy Bands don't even come through. He on the play. He on play all the time.
I got you. I got you.
Wait. The only information Dr. Reggie gave was from a white you can't spell research.
Well, I like 3. You know.
So no. Listen, there are black scholars that have also done this work who read the sa.neter, right? I told you in the beginning with Smash Rockwell, who first did the show on it, right? On the sa.neter. You're always looking for something to say. But I'm moving your furniture around. So Easy Bands failed. So you can come up here, click on, show me your information. Don't be worried about my information.
Rakufu, let's go.
Okay, so I want to say great presentation to Reggie. He's constantly taking the eraser of the pencil and erasing the unholy book called Bible away. There's nowhere for them to stand. They're on an island now. With Morpheus, I put in the chat when you showed that lady laying on the ground and they came in the galaxies and we was out. So I've been saying this for the longest. We're not down here. They always say come down to earth. No, my brothers and sisters, we are out here in the universe. But go ahead.
Hey, Si, have you ever tried Restream?
Yeah, we stream. Yep.
That's what I use. That's a good one.
That's what you're using now?
Yeah, I'm on yours, but when I go to Wipe Down, it's my YouTube channel, and I use Restream.
Yeah, I've used Restream for a whole year, and a lot of people can't get in it, and I complained to them. StreamYard is better. Restream is really good to present, but guess what? People try to call in and stuff, and they get knocked out. They can't get in, right? And so they give up.
Right.
It never happened to you?
If there's a default, exit out.
What about Zoom? What about Zoom? Zoom bad?
All right, hold on. Zoom is good. You can bring on like 10 people, 20 people.
Yeah, Zoom is good. Restream was affordable. They give a great special, but people get knocked out. As far as somebody who said Reggie won't go on the Black Alpha Network, man, they blocked me. What are you talking about? The FBA boys, FBA is not looking too good lately. Like, it's really, really not looking too good. Everybody's on their back right now. Like,
all right, let me bring up a Hebrew, Reggie. You ready for this backlash?
Yeah.
We got Kassad in the building. Kassad, let's go.
Hey, peace, Kassad. How you doing?
Hey, Kassad, don't start nothing, and it won't be nothing, brother. You be all right.
Can you hear me?
Walk out easy. Yes, we hear you.
How you gonna tell me not to start something when he started it? How you gonna tell me not to start something when he started it, man?
Oh shit, Reggie done started something.
He's starting it, and but I didn't like also how he just tried to treat my Christian brother. I didn't like that. But you can take me off the big screen side because I want to see Reggie when I talk to him. So Reggie, you made several statements. You try to come at the Hebrews several different ways. Sometimes it was scholastic, sometimes it was just pure insults. So I'm gonna ask you: have you read every argument on the Exodus?
I read many of the arguments. Yes, not every argument. Who raised every argument?
Okay, you read. So what the major arguments you read, right?
Well, yeah. Well, let's start here, Kassad. Can you show me El or Yahweh? Large groups of people in Egypt worshiping El or Yahweh.
Okay, so I don't worship El. Don't put that in there. I'm gonna ask you nicely. We sticking with YHWH.
Don't get tough.
Thankful. I asked you nicely.
I don't get tough.
El, so don't put that.
I'm asking you. I said
so YHWH.
I didn't say you. I said, can you show me large groups of people at that time period worshiping El and Yahweh?
Yeah, YHWH, right? So we actually had that in the Sinaitic inscriptions. I like how you try to move from what I was going to ask you about to go to something else. I like that, Reggie. That was a smart thing. But yes, we actually do have in the Sinai inscriptions.
Bring it up.
I got you.
Bring it up.
1 second. One second.
Hold on. I'm confused about his question, though. Can you clear that up for me, bro?
He didn't let me get to it. He didn't let me get to the question. I was finna ask him a question, and he decided
say your question. Say your question.
He decided to ask me a question so that he wouldn't have to answer my question.
My question was, I answered your question. I haven't read all the arguments, but the big argument is for there to be an exodus, you need Moses and you need large groups of people worshiping El or Yahweh. Why am I gonna run around your book? I'm doing history. So show me El and Yahweh, what large groups of people worshiping El and Yahweh. Right, and then show me Moses. Show me any evidence of a Moses.
When you finish, I want to ask him a question, please.
Yeah.
When you finish, bro, can I ask you a question, bro?
Yeah, let me do it, Reggie, though, real quick,
Yeah,
and then
sure.
we can go to you. Got you. Here we go.
Hey, my mods, if you got Reggie Cash App, please throw Reggie Cash App in the building.
Arizona.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. To my mods, if I got any mods in the building, please throw Reggie Cash App up there, the link, so that they can make a direct contact and give the brother something for his contribution to the black community. Go ahead, brother Kassad. Hey, Reggie, put your Cash App in there again so that they can find the link to it. So they can get the link. Tony Chiba, I know you in there, brother. Help us get that Cash App for Reggie.
Okay, so you want me to share my screen, or you just want me to tell it to you?
You can share your screen. No problem. We ain't scared of you.
All right, Reggie Cash App is in the building, y'all. Let's show the brother some love, man, for taking the time out on this day to bring y'all some information. He saved y'all the trouble of getting it yourself.
I'm saving your lives, your mental sanity.
My screen should be sharing. But so
no, show your screen. No. What do you mean it should be sharing? We're using up-to-date technology, not the Bible.
Hey, before you go.
That's not even the Bible. What are you talking about?
Yo, hold on. Before you go, Kassad, I gotta not a Cash App, but damn, what they call it again, Reggie?
A super chat.
A super chat. I got a super chat. So tell Easy Bands, this is not the major leagues. This is the business environment to be in. So
this is not the minor league.
I mean, yeah, my bad. The minor leagues. Yeah. This is not the minor leagues. This is the toughest environment to be in. So Easy Band, I be seeing you over there on Garfield. Ain't no hate or nothing, brother. It's cool. It's just the toughest environment, bro. This is where it go down. so I see you over there with the brother Garfield. Ain't no problem.
Okay,
but
so
when you come over here, step your game up, man. That's all.
Okay, so can you tell me what you're presenting right now? Where's your brother at?
Kassad.
Who keep muting my mic?
Yeah, Kassad, you're not muted.
So y'all can hear me now, right? I'm loud and clear.
Yeah, we hear you.
Yep, loud.
Okay. So not only does this scholar right here, Charles Kramakov, mention that we have the name Yahweh and we have Moses in the Sinai inscriptions, but also Douglas Petrovich also mentioned that we have the name Moses in the Sinai inscription. It actually will pull you the inscription.
You blow it up a little bit? Can you blow it up a little bit? It's real tiny.
Sure. Give me 1 second. And they actually give you inscriptions by name, and they tell you the inscriptions, such as Sinai 346. And then they also do you the favor of putting the what you would call the Canaanite or Phoenician equivalent next to the Sinaitic inscriptions to tell you how they get their translation. So you ask me, do scholars say that we have Yahweh and Moses? I'm not gonna mention El because I don't worship El, but Moses and Yahweh, and the answer is we do from several scholars. Which this scholar is a linguist. He deals in the Semitic languages, and so he identifies these characters on the inscription. He gives you an inscription, and he translates the inscription for you.
Can you right there? Can you show me? Well, go back. Go that picture. Go back to the picture. Yeah. Can you point out for us Yahweh, YW? Can you point it out?
That says Balat.
You didn't even let this not the Yahweh inscription. This one is what he postulate as a Moses inscription.
Okay,
because he asked me about Moses and about
Okay. Go back to the picture. I'll go back to the picture because I want to understand. I want to walk with you. Right. Okay. So cool. So that's Hebrew.
I have to scroll. I have to back it out a little bit. So on my screen is too big.
Now, I'm saying, is that Hebrew?
It's the proto-Sinaitic inscriptions. Yes.
Okay. So in the proto-Sinaitic right there, can you point out to us the name Moses?
I don't have to. I can show you it in the thing. I can show you in the article. Let's show you.
No. I want you
to show us on the primary.
No, we show the article. We show what the scholars do. We're not doing.
We can read the primary. So go back to the primary.
So we're going to show what the primary says in the article.
I'm asking you. Can you show us
daggers?
All right, hold on, y'all. That's not how it works, Kassad. If you can read the Hebrew, you got to go right to the primary. The scholar can say anything. If you got the primary there, and then the scholar saying something, you got to go to the primary first, then back it up with the scholars, brother. That's how we do this,
bruh. So can y'all hear me?
Yes.
The primary's on.
You can't read
screen.
The primary.
I can say the character. Stop talking. Stop talking, King J. It ain't even your turn. It's me and Reggie and Morpheus. Why is King J talking?
Let him talk, King J.
If you pull up, you want to translate any inscription. If you pull up a scholar, if you pull up any scholar, they're going to show you the primary source. They're going to tell you what they're identifying. They're going to literally tell you the markings on the inscription and tell you how it's translated. So why is it a problem when I do it?
It's no problem.
Oh, exactly. Stop playing. That is how scholarship work. We show the scholars. We show what the scholars say. That's scholarship. Y'all used to that playing, showing pictures and making shit up. I don't do that.
No profanity, brother.
How you're making it up?
Yo, hold on. I gotta check that. No profanity, brother. Come on, man. Acknowledge me.
Okay, no profanity.
Thank you. Go ahead.
No profanity. I got you, sir.
Okay, great. So check me.
No, we're not doing that. I can show a picture and make something up. We're going to show what the scholar says about the artifact. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Okay, is this Canaanite or is this Hebrew?
It is the proto-Sinaitic inscription. Some people identify it. Let me finish speaking. Some people identify it as directly Hebrew. Depends on the scholar that you're speaking to.
Okay, so you're identifying. You're trying to. So which Sinai inscription is this that you're looking at?
This is how I know y'all ain't paying attention, bro. I'm literally on the screen trying to show the inscription and tell you what it's saying. You're asking while I have it on the screen instead of just stop talking.
I can't see it.
These guys are scary, bro.
It is.
These guys are so scary. This is what you call your champion top. How we have a scholarly source on the screen and someone's trying to show a scholarly source and people are talking over the scholar source? Since when is that how scholarship happens?
Because you don't know what's going on. I don't care about the scholar.
So that's how scholarship happens.
I asked you.
So that's how scholarship works. Okay.
Let me ask you a question, brother.
Wait, Mark.
You're not going to keep asking me questions when I have a scholarly source on the screen. Why are we keep asking me questions when we have the scholarly source on the screen?
All right, give him a time. Give him a time to read it, y'all. Just give him his time. Let him read it.
It's cool. So they don't want no scholarship. They cool, bro. They cool. Hey, anybody want the Exodus debate? Just sign up the debate, bro. I ain't gonna do the open panel playing games with y'all.
What they say, you gotta be able to read the source. You gotta,
bro. I'm literally finna read it. I'm literally finna tell you everything that's in the source, in the inscription by the. But y'all keep interrupting. How you telling me to read something? You keep interrupting.
Yeah, let him just do what he do. Then talk to him after the show what he didn't do if it's something he didn't do.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Let him read.
No, it's cool. Just set up the debate now. I don't even want to just talk. I don't even want to talk scholar. I want to debate now. Debate. We're in debate mode now. Debate.
You ain't no debate mode.
Debate. Hey, Reggie, you talk about reading. You talk about reading. We got sources. We got books. Come get the smoke. That's it.
You a convert.
Can I say something right quick?
Come get the smoke.
All right. We got to move on.
No, stop. No, watch this. This is a fake out. I asked him, was it Canaanite or Hebrew? He says some people say. Then I'm looking for Moses, right? Just because there might be a name called Moses, isn't the biblical Moses? Then,
it's a name Moses, but it ain't biblical Moses. What Moses is it?
It can be only one Moses. The Moses.
There's only one Moses. You don't know the language.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Moses.
You think there's only one person called Moses? Well, first of all, we cannot verbalize that. We're not sure.
Oh my! That's how slow you is, bro. That's how slow you is. You think the Hebrew Moses is equivalent to Meses in the Egyptian? That's how slow you is. That's how slow you is.
Where does it come from?
Yeah, where does it come? He was named
That's
by
how slow you is. That's how slow you is.
It's an Egyptian word.
He's a nut.
Yo, this is crazy.
Meses come from Moses. Okay, you slow, bro. What does Meses mean?
Time out.
What does Meses mean? What does Meses mean?
All right, time out. King J, you got the floor. King J, let's go.
I appreciate it.
King J, clear this up.
Appreciate the panel. Yeah, Kasad, when you mentioned Yahweh, I do believe there's a deity that's Yah mentioned, not Yahweh, but there's a Yah, the same deity that's found in the temple in Elephantine. It's Yah, it's not Yahweh, to be exact. Also, I don't believe there's Moses in the Proto-Sinaitic script. I believe the Proto-Sinaitic script is actually an alphabet. So, written by the miners at Serabi El Kadim. So it's an alphabet, a left bet. But to the brother Reggie, I'm familiar with the hero motive. That's kind of what I felt like you were giving us, the hero motive. I kind of do think maybe a Sargon or maybe the Tale of Sanu kind of fits the Moses narrative a little better as far as like the reed, floating up the Nile and whatever. But what do you think about those narratives maybe fitting a little bit better than the hero motif that you gave us?
Well, you got to look at all of the motifs that was there. So you have to look at the battle within the king's chamber, right? Mm-hmm. Egypt's enemies, right? Other groups of people talking about their agency in this time period. And so the situation has to be that you're talking about in Egypt, not out of Egypt.
Right.
So we can talk about that, but the fact of the matter is cultures borrow from cultures, right?
Right.
My major point of it is that we actually have a complete document that not only talks about Moses, but also talks about other biblical people. For example, he rises in the heavens like Enoch, right? So what we're doing is we're getting closer, right? So this particular story is closer to the biblical time period where the Bible people would write. I'm not going to discount what you said because stories are currency. Right.
So are you dating this around 1250 BC? So are we giving this early Exodus or a late Exodus date, if any?
Well, I'm not even an Exodus proponent. I'm just saying that this particular story is in the period in which they will begin the Greeks will begin to write all of the stories, right? From what they have. So, but my problem. With my brother that was seemed to be upset with me, my whole thing is just showing a primary, showing a paper, and not being able to
let us read it.
Right. So then he says to me as if Moses is not an Egyptian word, but the Bible says he was raised in the house.
Clearly,
he kills himself. So now. Yeah, so I don't know how to go further with this. And he says there's only one Moses where Meses is a popular name in the land. Right? So now, but if he wants to talk about the area, then let's talk about the time periods.
Right.
Like I asked him, well, is this Canaanite? Is this a Canaanite document or Hebrew? The reason why I asked Smarty that question is because if it's in the early period, then he messes up the Bible with the Exodus, and then it happens in Jerusalem. And I'm sorry, what happens in Yahud and Israel.
Exactly.
So he messes up his own damn timeline. So don't F with me, right? So you're giving me a document in the 12th dynasty, right? And that's where the time period of Mentuhotep, right? The 12th dynasty.
12th dynasty.
Then 600 years later, you're supposed to be in you're supposed to be with your kings and judges, right? That area. But if you take the early period, I want you to take the early period so you can mess up the whole Bible, right? And be the shame of Israel. So that's why I asked him about the dates and was it Canaanite or was it Hebrew? Jews, right? So please take the early date and you will shame yourself because now you have to do the genealogy to being in the wilderness and then the judges, the kings and the judges. You have to do that math. Then you find out it's too early because Meripatah, then he comes in, right? The son of Ramses, right? The sixth son of Ramses, and then he goes into and he has a written story about what he finds, and he don't find no kings and judges.
All right, cam up, Patterson, cam up. Let's go, Patterson. It's on you, brother. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing, Hebrew. Let's go. Let's go, Hebrew.
Bro. Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, I'm a Christian, not a Hebrew.
The same thing. Go ahead.
All right, so I have a preface question. All right.
And are you a Christian? Jesus wasn't a Christian. You following Jesus, right?
Hold on.
Are you
hold on, B. You jumping ahead. You
in easy bands. Why are y'all Christians when Jesus was not a Christian?
What does Christian mean? What does Christian mean, bro?
He was an Israelite, right?
No, but I'm asking, what does Christian mean?
No, he was a Muslim.
No.
sa.neter, what does Christian mean, brother?
You don't know.
No, I got it. I just forgot.
Come on, man. It means follower. Hold on. It means follower of Christ.
Okay, go ahead.
And Christ is a Greek word.
Yeah, but if you're gonna be
hey, hold on, Reggie.
Good one, Reggie.
Reggie, I appreciate you showing me Pope sa.neter. You remember that? There was another channel you showed Pope sa.neter, who was a Coptic Abuna, a priest. You remember that, Reggie?
Yes.
Okay. But I have a question for y'all. Who's from Harlem?
I'm from Harlem.
All right. Would I go to Reggie to find out about Harlem or you?
Reggie, shit, even Reggie live in Bronx, but you can say Reggie from Harlem too. Yeah, Harlemite.
No, but more about Harlem, the aspects and everything.
No matter. Reggie been all over Harlem, brother.
Come on.
No, all right. Hold on. Let me pick another person.
Bird Museum. His jobs was doing all over Harlem, bro.
All right, so let me ask another person. What about Bill Clinton? Hold on, listen. What about
Brother Reggie?
Hold on, listen. What about Bill Clinton? Who's gonna know about Harlem? sa.neter or Bill Clinton?
sa.neter, man.
So I'm gonna go to you for all the information, sa.neter, correct?
Right, correct.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you a question, especially Reggie. Reggie, you've been to Egypt before, correct?
Yes.
Have you been to St. Mark's Cathedral in Alexandria?
No, I didn't go to Alexandria.
I suggest next time you go to Alexandria, go to St. Mark's. St. Mark. I go to the Coptic church.
Okay.
They got relics. You understand? And this is the growth right here. I'll give you some growth. Some of the icons on the walls of the Coptic church got the eyes of Pharaoh. That's real talk. So you know that, right? The reason why I'm asking that, because y'all keep saying Moses didn't exist, Mark didn't exist, Matthew didn't exist, Jesus didn't exist. So I wrote a whole slew of things right here. In St. Mark's Cathedral, they got the bones of Mark. Okay. And also they got all these other priests in this church. This is the reason why I asked you, have you been there before? Because before you could say they don't exist and you haven't been there, you can't say that, brother.
Okay, but watch it. Just because you've been to a place doesn't mean that you have all the history. Okay, so you everybody look up the bones of Saint Mark, right? And see if he
do it right now.
Now watch this.
Do it right now.
Did Mark know Christ?
Yes.
Morpheus.
No, don't go to Morpheus.
No.
Answer your own question.
Wait, watch this, because
answer your own question, brother. Why you going to Morpheus?
They could give a better. Wait, you got
all right, Morpheus. Guy, go to Morpheus. Go to Morpheus.
All the gospel people, they weren't the disciples.
They became apostles.
Most of them knew Paul. They didn't know the disciples.
Who didn't?
Mark or Luke.
The gospel writers.
Stop playing. Stop, Reggie. You serious, brother?
Put Morpheus.
Hey, Reggie, you playing? You serious, bro? Hey, hold on. So let me ask Morpheus something. Let me ask Morpheus something. So you passing the ball to him. Morpheus, who wrote the Gospel of Mark?
All the Gospels, all 4 Gospels, the Synoptic Gospels, and including John, are unanimous. They don't know who wrote them. That is the fact. The names that are attributed to them were attributed by the early church fathers, but the actual manuscripts are anonymous, bro. Anybody right now in the chat, please Google and see if Morpheus is making this up. Like,
Morpheus, do me your favor, Morpheus. Morpheus, go.
Let me finish.
I know. Go ahead.
All I'm saying, this is something anyone can look up right now, regardless of what I say, regardless of what you say, right? Anyone can independently right now look, and you're going to see the Gospels were unanimous.
Right.
Anybody can do that, and I'm hoping people in the chat do it. Since you're on your phone or your laptop or your computer, please, I'm asking you, can you please Google, are the Gospels unanimous? And you're going to see the consensus in scholarship across the board that the Gospels are unanimous, bro. Mark, all of them, they're unanimous.
So can I ask you a question too? I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. Would you say that's third-party information?
Yeah.
Mark would be third-party information.
No, from what you looking up, up.
Yeah, watch this. But if you're going to take that, right, then you got to say Mark is third-party, correct?
Right.
No, Mark's not third-party.
Yo, real quick, y'all. No, hold on. Real quick, y'all, because this is I ain't gonna be able to. We're gonna have to end the show in a few minutes because at 9 o'clock, I got these 2 sisters getting ready to do battle to come up in here and give y'all some real good stuff. And they're gonna be dealing with why I stand with Donald Trump, why I don't stand with Donald Trump. So we got Miss Nicole and Miss Alberta and the pros and cons. I think this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good, political. Alberta, she don't stand with Trump, and Miss Nicole, she stands with Trump all the way. So this is going to be a good conversation. That's at 9 o'clock. Y'all don't want to miss this. And so what I want to do, I ain't even eat my dinner yet. I'm gonna have to eat my dinner before this because it's going to be for a minute. All right. So let me get through these questions real quick. Let me get everybody, and I might have to move on, Brother Patterson.
Next time, man. Next time.
All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Let me get California Bear in the building.
People, what's going on with you, sir?
Everything good.
Before we even start, I gotta ask a question. I'm signed to Wipe Down, and I do legendary interviews. So I would like to interview the people that's going into a debate before the debate, if that's okay. Okay. I would like for every brother to first this, much love and thanks, Morpheus, for your services. And I'm gonna make this quick. What is his name? Easy Bands. I'm gonna tell you this right now, brother. You should present things to Morpheus before you even say it, because I didn't even watch sa.neter since 2015. He just destroyed you, brother. I'm sorry, but the Bible is not a Hebrew or a Christian book, because he just said Christian just mean a follower of Christ, but Christ's followers were disciples. They was not Christians. They was called Christians at Antioch, and the Hebrew Israelites is feeding off of stolen legacy, because
Bring it out, Bear. Bring it out, Bear. Bring it out.
Stole the birthright. They stole the birthright, and the thing again that he stole it and manipulated the dad, he went straight to his mother, because that was the instructions. Go get the blessing and bring it to me. So he never got it, and then they're gonna say that they don't speak, they don't worship El, but Jacob went to sleep on a rock and got up and built an altar named Bethel, which means the house of El. You know,
bring it out, man.
I ask you, brothers, on this panel, Reggie, Morpheus, and all, please just stop disrespecting the Bible, because I understand why because this is not a Christian or a Hebrew book, so they're not even espousing it right. Let me show you how to read this. And everything that Morpheus just said. Everything that Morpheus just said about the writers is completely right, because
you just messed up there, Bill.
In the book of John, after he died, the writers keep writing. So this is not the actual writers that they talking about didn't write these gospels. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want to see it after today, I'm gonna show you in 2026.
Bring it out, Bill.
Jesus does not exist in that Bible, and that God in this Bible is us. It's not a spooky God. This is man. This is
sound like me right now.
We are the guys. We hold the highest power energy upon this earth, and once we leave here, we go back.
But don't forget the devil. You can't claim God without claiming the devil.
But you have to understand that the God and the devil are negative and positive energy.
There you go. There you go. Bring it out. Bring it out, man.
So this is a negative and positive energy. There's no ancient word called God. We are the gods. And I can prove, and sa.neter, I can prove in 3 different sections in that Bible that God capital is the woman by herself, and sometimes, depending on where it's at, it's the male also. But your religion, Hebrew Israelites, your religion, Christianity, is James 1:26, pure religion undefiled before God.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. Thank you, California. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. All right, let me get my man Suntan in the building. Suntan, let's go. We closing out the show. Let's go, Suntan. Unmute yourself, Suntan. All right, I got you. Go ahead.
Yeah, to my brother Kasai, you know, you're my man, and peace to you. But what he was trying to say when you were showing your evidence, if you're not able to read that statue that you were showing the words on there, then it could be saying anything. You know, he's not trying to downplay you, nothing. You got to be able to read the evidence that you got to be able to speak the language. If you could have read that off that rock, I don't care if you just said read it and it had Moses in Hebrew, you would have been good. Then you could have went to the scholar. So, right. You know, that's all I'm saying. And peace to everybody. Like I said, I deal with this thing, fellas, in chronology. I know.
All right.
I know.
Can I real quick?
All right. No, hold on. I got to let Kassad come back and close out because he calls Kassad's name. Kassad, let's go. Close out.
No, I wanted to address him so he can close out.
All right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, my brother. All right. Because you're a believer in the Tanakh and the Torah, correct?
You talking to me?
Yes, my
I just want to close out, bro. We try to have a dialogue. Y'all didn't want to talk. So I just want to close out.
Why are you so aggressive? Relax, bro. Relax. We just talking, man. Relax.
I try to have a dialogue with you and Reggie, and all y'all did was cut me off when y'all asked me to show a source.
I don't want to talk. I didn't say nothing. I didn't ask nothing.
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, you didn't say nothing. You're right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't say nothing. But what I wanted to address, what I thought was very interesting, but that you said that you don't have to do with L, but you do with WHWH.
You broke
correct?
up.
Did I hear you correct, or was I wrong?
You broke up for a
I
second.
said, did I hear you correctly? Now I'm asking, did I hear you correctly when you said that you don't have nothing to do with L, you only have something to do with Yahweh or WHWH, correct?
Yeah, I don't worship a god. I don't worship the Canaanite god El. I don't worship that El. No.
Good. So, but you do believe in the Torah, the Bible, correct?
Yep.
Okay, cool. This is what I want to ask you, right? Real quick, just real quick, share my screen, real quick. I want to just ask you this. According to the Bible that you believe in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who created heaven and earth?
God through Jesus Christ.
No. I said according to the Bible. What I'm reading in Genesis.
You didn't say according to Genesis. You said
Genesis,
according to the Bible. The Bible is the entire book, right?
All right, let me be specific.
Okay, be specific.
According to Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, who created heaven and earth?
The host of heaven.
Bara Elohim.
Okay. So
why once again King J keep interrupting? You asked me a question.
Right. So according to what we're reading here, right? In Genesis, this is Hebrew. We have Bereshit, Bara Elohim. So this who creates heaven and earth according to Genesis, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Not Yahweh.
Incorrect, but go ahead.
Well, how am I incorrect? We all looking at it right here.
Right. What you failed to do is take the scripture in its cultural context. The scripture. No, you asked me a question and you asked me how. So let me explain to you something.
I'm not going
to answer the question then.
I know you're not, because ladies and gentlemen, you could listen to him or we can read together what the text says. And according to what the text says, not what Morpheus says, not what he says, it says that Elohim is the one who created heaven and earth. Yes or no, everybody in the panel?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you done now?
I'm not. No, I'm not. Actually, I'm just getting started. But
okay. But I thought it was supposed to be my time to close out. Go ahead.
According to the text of what we're reading in front of our eyes, the creator of heaven and earth is not Yahweh, ladies and gentlemen.
You're right about that.
Elohim.
It's Elohim.
Thank you. So
El is the God of the Bible, not Yahweh.
So when does Yahweh pop up? Yahweh doesn't pop up in the Bible in Genesis until chapter 2, verse 4. This is the first time Yahweh Elohim is mentioned. But Yahweh is not the creator of heaven and earth, according to the text.
No.
So I want you to explain to us how this text that we're reading is wrong. Now you can talk.
Yeah, you slow, bro. Nobody ever said the text was wrong. Once again, you're going to read something and refuse to acknowledge it in its cultural context. All throughout the Bible, we see several times where it says an entity does something, and then we see later on that entity, Salaki, we see later on that they word it again. Then instead of saying a different entity, they say Yahweh, because the cultural context is the Most High God gives instructions to other entities, and they follow through with that. So they always give the credit to the Most High God, even if the Most High give instruction for other entities to do it. I can give you multiple examples. We see examples in the Exodus, right? Who brought the children of Israel out of Egypt? We see time and time again. We see the Lord that had brought thee out of Egypt. It's in the commandments. I am the Lord that God. No, ain't no pause, nothing. Stop interrupting.
No, he's frozen, King. They let him go.
I am the Lord thy God that brought thee out of Egypt. But if you go to Judges 2:1, it says this clearly. It says, and an angel of the Lord came up from Gilgad. Now, hold on. It's not saying the Lord did it. It's saying an angel of the Lord did it, because you refuse to acknowledge the cultural context and you choose to be ignorant of the scriptures. So I'm not talking to you no more. You had the chance to talk to me. You had the chance to get this work scholarly, and you decided to interrupt and talk over me.
Let him finish. Let him close. Let him close. Let him finish.
Shut up, bro.
Okay, close. You finish close.
No, I'm not. I'm actually finna get into my closing. I was just responding to the dumb stuff you just said. Okay. So let's get into this real quick, because I'm the only person everyone want to interrupt in all this, right? If Jabari was to pull up a source right now and he was trying to read something, nobody would interrupt him. Everyone would shut up, let him read his source, and then after question him on the source. Man, be quiet.
Yo, let him go. Let him go. Reggie, let the brother close, man.
That's how, hey, you know they scared. Hey, Sa, share this real quick. Share this real quick, Sa. This is how you know he called the right Hebrew out for the smoke when we come to this scholarship. Share this real quick.
Them Hebrews mean, man.
Yeah, right. How you can have this much fire to be wrong?
All you gotta do is just shut up, right? So he like to talk about dates and stuff. Brother Reggie already stepped to me one time on the dates on the Exodus, and what did he say when he stepped to me? Oh, Brother Marcus, he got some good work. See, you don't think I remember that? See, you know me. You know me as Kassad up here, but you already acknowledged my work before when we had a conversation. Don't act like you can't get this smoke, Reggie. So once again, you talk about dates. You don't know me. I actually deal with archaeology. I actually deal with chronology. This right here is a scholarly article dealing with the dates of Egypt. You don't want the smoke. And then I heard you say Kenneth Kitchen work is obsolete. What are you talking about? His work is the foundation of chronology now for ancient Egypt. They use Kenneth Kitchen's work now for the chronology of ancient Egypt. You don't know what you're talking about. So once again, bro, why are you talking? You don't. I know you're scared. I know. So all Reggie got to do is line up the debate with the smoke if you really want it. Because we got books on deck. We can get into archaeology or whatever you want to get into. I bet you can't answer these questions. I bet you can't answer this. I bet you can't deal with this archaeology, right? Because I can pull up right now. Hold on. Let me play this real quick. I just want to play this real quick. This last thing I'm gonna play, and I'm gonna pass the mic, because anybody else, y'all question, show a source. But when the Hebrew that y'all challenge actually bring the source, y'all didn't want to shut up. Y'all wanted to talk because y'all scared. So I want y'all to listen to this. This is actually two scholars, David Rowe, Bob Bianchi. They're actually dealing with the archaeology. They actually read the hieroglyphs. Listen to them actually reading the hieroglyphs. Right? This is actually dealing with chronology and dealing with the ancient Tanis tombs. Right?
It's your turn to go the entrance.
So this is actually them. This is on the video. This is actually them going into the tombs, right? This is actually them reading the inscription. Listen to this.
Made it for him. That's and right. Him is the king, Azorkon II, and it presumably is the tomb. It's the tomb, yes. So I think this confirms that this structure, this tomb structure here, originally belonged to Azorkon. It was built by his mother. That's right.
Yeah. You don't want the smoke, bro. All you gotta do is line it up. Come get the smoke. You said David Rowe, how much you want to bet he got the same amount of credentials of anybody else you want to pull up? I'm talking archaeology and Egyptology. He's credentialed, a professional. Went through the whole academic rigorous context. So
all right.
Kufa get up here and lie and say you don't got a degree. I dare you.
No, I will get up here and get on this.
I dare you.
We just smashed him the other day. We smashed. David Rowe has nothing over Finkelstein. We know that. Y'all
does David Rowe has a degree? Yes or no?
No, I didn't say he didn't have a degree.
You did say that earlier. You said that earlier.
I never said he didn't have a degree.
You did. In my debate against Asar, you jumped up here and said David Rowe did not have a degree.
David Rowe does not have more credentials than Israel Finkelstein. I guarantee it.
Name Israel Finkelstein credentials. Name them.
All right. Yo, that's it. Thank you. Brother. Thank you. Let's go to King J. King J, close us out, man.
Appreciate that. I'm glad you came to me right after you came to Kassad. Morpheus, for my 2-minute closeout, please, just so I can just show some scholarship and demonstrate real quick. Go to Hebrews 4 verse 8. Go to it first in the King James Version. Because the brother Kassad made a mistake and he just said that Yahweh led the children of Israel out of the wilderness, and I'm finna show him that it was not Yahweh.
Hey, what is Hebrews what?
Go to Hebrews 4 verse 8. Because the brother Kassad just said that Yahweh led the children of Israel out of the wilderness.
Out of Egypt. You making shit up. Out of Egypt.
Out of Egypt, the wilderness. I'm finna show him.
You making it up out of Egypt.
Joshua.
All right, come on, Kassad. You spoke. Let him go.
You said Hebrews.
He doesn't know that the Joshua is Yahweh.
Hebrews chapter 4, verse 8, right?
I'm going to teach him that right now.
Hebrews 4, chapter 8, right?
Not crazy.
Right?
King James, read to me what it says when it says Yahweh or Jesus. It says Jesus,
Okay.
I think.
I'm sharing my screen, all right?
Yes.
Okay, hold up, brother. Oh, man, these guys would be funny, yo. Okay, hold up. Hebrews 4, you want the KJV?
No, go to, KJV first, yes.
Okay, cool. Here we go. Verse 8, right?
Yes.
For if Jesus had given them rest.
Stop right there. Now let's go to the ISV.
Okay. The ISV, the what?
ESV or ISV, either one.
Okay, cool. I got it right here. Got you.
Same verse. What does it say?
For if Joshua had given them rest.
Oh, the end. I don't even want to. That's my closing right there. I don't even want to talk no more. Learn what you learn. Learn your Hebrew, Kasad.
Yeah, these guys are funny. All right, Sa, go ahead.
All right. Let's move on over to Rakufu. Let's go, Rakufu. Unmute yourself, Rakufu.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
So I was asking Sa, can you share my link for my book that me and Kim wrote together?
You and who?
Me and Kim Netter. You know Kim Netter, the brother.
Y'all wrote a book?
Yeah, it's called African Civilizational Continuum, Kemet and West African Shared History, Thought, and Culture.
How much is it?
$9.99 on Kindle. I sent it to you to the phone number that I called.
I'm asking you how much is it, because if you're selling it, you can't pimp me. You got to throw some cash in this machine, brother.
I'm a look outside, but I'm just
in order for me to promote you, you got to help promote me.
Always. All right.
If not, then that's just tipping me, brother.
All right, no, I ain't gonna never do that one. All right, it's all good. Maybe later on when we
there you go. There you go. I mean, that'd be a good wise move for you.
Okay,
to you know.
I already know. Okay. So I'm gonna close out with we looked up what's his name, who he say David Rowe, who is now more of a sympathizer to the Canaanites than he is Israel. If you look up his story, he read all that stuff and he went into Canaan. He ain't even dealing with Israel. But that's a trip. And then this is who you you calling them as support. But anyway, good show, Reggie. Good
Do
show,
you own a book from David Rowe?
No. Don't answer that question. Don't answer the question.
Peace to the family. Next man.
All right, next man up. Hey, Suntan, you closed out already? Yeah.
Yeah, I closed out. Let's
go to Ashe. Let's go to Ashe real quick.
All right. Now, when it comes
hey,
down
Ashe, I'm going to say this to you first. I say, can we reschedule? Because damn, tomorrow is like, going into the new year.
Yeah, it is when you want to do it.
Let's do it on the New Year's, Thursday. Next day, people will be in the house. The next day.
Yeah, we can run it Thursday. I don't mind.
All right, Thursday is good.
Yeah, I want to hear that, dude.
What time?
5 o'clock. Early.
I want to hear what you got to say, man. I like how you talk.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, what I did want to bring forth is I heard it mention the Elephantine Papyrus and Yahoo. And one thing that's very vital about the Elephantine Papyrus and they worship of Yahoo was that this was not a monotheistic culture, it was polytheistic. For Yahoo has a consort, similar to how El had a Shira in the Kuntanet Adjara pottery. You will also see that Yahoo also has a consort, Anat. Actually, sometimes you will see within the papyri, it mentions Anat Yahoo. And another funny part about that is when your boy Apostle was on here yesterday giving that BS breakdown about how I guess you're supposed to pronounce the Paleo Hebrew. And he was saying, ba, ka, da. You know that was floozy work. And you can tell if you just look at the Elephantine Papyri and if you look at the Shasu and the pronunciation of Yahoo. Now, if it was this ba, ka, where would you get the who from? Where would you get that from? See how foolish these dudes be, but they claim that they held them. They really be fools, man. That doesn't make no sense. I just want to end it there, man.
That was
That's
good.
my
Hey, son, I be walking around my house talking about,
All right, let me go to Patterson, man. Patterson, what up, brother? Close us out.
What's going on, y'all? Okay, so a suggestion. Before y'all talk about the bones or do they exist, I suggest y'all go to the Coptic church, get a pen, write down questions and answers, and everything will be good. But I'm going to close out with a scripture. This is Ecclesiastes, for me. This is Ecclesiastes 8 and 17. Y'all can hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Very good.
Okay, I'm going to close out with this. This is Solomon who wrote Ecclesiastes. He says, then I beheld the work of God, that a man cannot find out the work that is done under the sun. Because though a man laboreth to seek it out, he shall not find it at all. The further he looks, though he profess to be wise, he shall not find the work of God. So no matter how hard you look, the questions, God is wicked, is he righteous, did he do this, did he do that? God is, y'all can't find his work, man. Let's keep that solid. And I want to end with that.
All right, thank you, brother. All right, Morpheus, close us out, man.
Okay. Now,
not too long, Morpheus, not too long.
Please, I just need to close this last piece out.
Yeah, because I got to go get my dinner before 9 o'clock. Let's go. Close out.
Okay. Please, you got to show my screen for me to close out, and then I'm done. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look at this real quick. My brother said he don't believe in El. He only worships Yahweh. I want you to understand how he got to Yahweh. And I'm going to go to what, you always call it, the DNA of the scriptures, correct? Okay. Deuteronomy 28:32. Let's understand this. Watch the game. It says here, in the English, when divided their inheritance to Berhamid, Elohim, Elyon. So when you hear this word, the Most High, when you hear them say the Most High, they're referring to Elyon, the guy that he don't believe in, right? the deity he don't believe in, right? You see Elyon, and it means what? Most High. All we got to do is go to the lexicon, and it tells you Elyon, which means what? The Most High. Not Yahweh. El, the one that he doesn't believe in, is the Most High. But watch this, y'all. So Elyon, it says, when divided the inheritance, the Most High, the nations, when he separated the sons of Adam, and he set the boundaries of the people according to the number of the sons, right? Israel, right? So watch this. So Elyon, the Most High, is dividing the nations, and he's separating the sons of Adam. And watch what happens in verse 9.
Oh, man.
For the portion of who? Yahweh. So Elyon gives Yahweh his portion. What is his portion? His people. Who? Jacob, Israel. So Elyon gives Yahweh his inheritance. And his portion is
Morpheus is a bad man.
Morpheus is a weak man. Share screen, please.
Yo, Kassad, do you praise Elyon?
Play screen. Share screen, please. That's all I need, sir. Share screen, please. Share screen, please.
Share screen. Close out. You're done. So let me finish, sir. So we just saw, right?
Please, don't run.
Come on, man.
We just read that Elyon, who is the Most High, gives his portion to Yahweh. See it right here? Yahweh. And he gets the nation. This is how he becomes the God of Israel. Because Elyon, the Most High, gave it to him as an inheritance.
Oh, shit.
What does it say? Come back another day when you're ready.
Share screen. I'm ready right now. Share screen. I'm ready right now. Share screen.
No. We gotta get Reggie. Reggie, close us out, man. Reggie got to close us out.
Yeah, I want to thank everybody for spending another year with House of Consciousness, Black News 102, the biggest platform where we discuss these matters. I want to thank you all for spending time with me to watch my presentation, where I gave you a document, an African document that has all the motifs of Exodus, right? And then I went through how those motifs apply, and then I went through and searching for Moses, right? Without Moses, there is no Exodus, there is no law. It's a tradition of groups of people on 125th Street. I mean, in Palestine, in Jerusalem, right? It's their tradition. We got it through conversion, right? Now, the scholars that did it, right? They're scholars and they're backtracking on things that they cannot verify. Our people as converts still want to hang on to things and not study. So when you find young people like Brother Marcus, who I might have said he was doing good work, and I'm not going to say he doesn't do good work on some things, but on this issue, when he goes and says that there's only one Moses, it's not and applies that it's not an Egyptian word, right? I have problems with the way that we actually think, right? On the Coptics, well, the Coptic group of people, they converted to Christianity, right? And they helped destroy the native worshipers of the old tradition in Africa. They're Africans, but they converted, right? We have to see how the converts are more vicious than the people that create these concepts. The converts are the workers, they're the soldiers, they're the killers, right? They keep an order there so that they can move up to some places. But this is 2025, the close of it. In 2026, we have to do better. Lastly, again, listen, my Cash App does work. I am a thought leader. I'm happy to come back and I'm happy to serve. I put a lot of work into this presentation, right? You people donate to junk. I came back on and I verified it, but I also want to support the channel, right? Other people come on the channel. They don't support the channel. They don't bring on professors. They don't bring on guests. They just bring on to promote themselves. So if you're going to come on this channel and you're going to promote yourself, at least donate to the daggone channel.
That's right, Reggie. That's right.
Right? Because sa.neter is paying for your time, but you're not paying for your time, right? So I come on. I mean, I'm not going to be doing this for a while longer in the new year. Believe it or not, I have other things that I'm working on. I'm not going to be doing too much of it, but I came to show you a document that shows that the elements of the Moses story is actually an African story. That should be worth your mental, right, time, right? To know something new in the new year before you die. You should want to know as many facts as Morpheus says before you die. Facts that's verifiable instead of belief. Morpheus just showed you, if you project out to the universe, how small our little goddamn minds are. But we got people on here want to prove themselves right. But at the end of the day, it happens to be sa.neter's channel. Pay for your personal promotion and support Brother Reggie. So I'm going to put my Cash App in. I'm Africa Online, Brother Reggie. Support Brother Reggie, $5, $6, right? $10. Don't send me $1, right? And I want y'all to have a happy, safe new year. But come on, change your black minds, man. Stop being clever. Peace, Brother La. Peace, Brother Morpheus.
The HOK is the toughest environment. Enter at your own risk, it's the toughest environment. The HOK is the toughest environment. Yeah, stay strong, don't cry. It's the toughest environment. Yeah. No handouts here, you have to earn your respect. And when you do, you make they ass regret. They call it the toughest, and the title is earned from the bridges we crossed and the lessons we learned. In a cold-blooded kingdom, a concrete cage. Muslim, Christian, Israelites, step on the stage. I dare you, I dare you, I dare you, I dare you. In a cold-blooded kingdom, sa.neter created. HOK, where you can't fake it. The HOK is where you fight back. No room for error, no window attack. It's a masterclass, how you handle the heat. Where the pedigree is written on the concrete streets. Toughest environment, yeah, we know the score. Locked in on debate, and asking for more. The HOK is the toughest environment. Enter at your own risk, it's the toughest environment. The HOK is the toughest environment. Stay strong, don't cry. It's the toughest environment. Yeah.
Heavy is the head that wears a crown. YouTube haters wanna pull me down. Heavy is the head that wears a crown. YouTube haters wanna pull me down. The brass keeps sighing a smoky blue, while the HOK grabs a hold of you. The death for you, the ghost in you, damn. Midnight wine in a crystal glass, sipping on it, kicking Hebrew's ass. I never trade my throne, you jigaboo clowns. Keep my name out your mouth when you hear me through the sound. sa.neter, listen, heavy is the head that wears the crown. Heavy is the head, yeah, I'm wearing it proud. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. YouTube haters wanna pull me down. I built this from the basement, now I'm never looking down. You just chasing for the surface while I'm out here getting found. Pull me down.